He used to be a kind of a chubby, jolly guy. Now he's a skinny jerk.
Yeah. He's a big jerk, even though he's a smaller guy. He is in the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison studios, along with Pablo Iglesias, and along with the Packers Hall of Famer, Mark Tauscher. Tausch, good morning. How are things at ESPN Madison World Headquarters and the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison studios?
Well, there's somebody out there, and I think this might be one of the toughest jobs or the most dangerous, and I don't know how much they get paid, so I can't tell you.
Oh, dear.
The window cleaners. We have these beautiful, I'm assuming, Pella windows. I can't
have to assume.
I would assume. If they're not, they certainly should be, and we'll get to that in 15, 20, 25 minutes, wherever Jason decides to run that.
Yeah, exactly.
But the window cleaners. And we saw this. I was over at Camp Randall last week when the window cleaners were there, and they're rappelling off of the suites and cleaning all the windows. And it was windy, and I was literally thinking, I wonder if the bang is worth the buck. Because that is a dangerous, that's a dangerous gig. And I don't know how much money they make. I have no clue. But I'm just watching them, they're craning around. It's different here. This cat's in a crane. That's different.
This cat's in a crane.
But they're rappelling down, and and I just wondered, from a risk-reward standpoint, if that's juice is worth the squeeze. And I don't know. Must be.
They're like rappelling down like they're just attached to the rope system, or they're on a base, like a little.
Here, the people out at our Everlight Solar studio here, they're in a crane, in a
bucket. Yeah.
The folks that were doing stuff over at Camp Randall were not in a bucket.
They're not on a one piece of a scaffolding, and they're No,
it's like they're mountain climbers, rock climbing.
Yeah. Maybe
windy.
So maybe, unlike you, and certainly unlike me, maybe they get a bit of a, rush from being up high. They're not afraid of heights. I'm sure they're well compensated, but I don't know how well.
I would think that they have to be. Otherwise, it wouldn't make a ton of sense.
Why would you do it? Right. Who's going to take that job? We are appreciative of their work.
For sure.
Even if we're questioning whether it's worth the risk.
No, I just think from a risk-reward standpoint, it's got to be up right at the top of that list.
Well,
that's all I'm saying.
But you can't see them now. You can see television.
He just kind of went out. Yeah, he's good. So I'm good. I'm not distracted.
What are the other risky jobs? Like the person who puts in the overview
to me,
railing.
Being in a mine, miners have very risky jobs. I think deep sea recovery is the fishing guys that go out in the choppy waters and do that. That's risky. Those are three that just don't come off the top of my head. I think umpiring is risky for what? No, I do. The amount of verbal beating you take as an ump.
Prepares you well to be a radio producer.
Yeah, you got it rough. 3 days a week. I don't know. The whole thing, those would be 3 or 4 or 5 jobs that I would just wonder, okay, I don't know. Being in minor would be one of the tougher gigs.
Have you ever thought about the people who put in the walkways for national parks, or when you're at a waterfall and you have the overview where you can go stand?
Yeah, I like those spots.
Who puts those things in?
Concrete workers.
Because that's got to be pretty risky.
It is, but I think if you're building bridges, and I always loved that picture back in the, 20, whenever the Industrial Revolution just kind of got rolling and they had all the people eating their lunch, sitting up on top of steel beams. Jesse, I know you can pull that picture up. They're just sitting there eating and sipping coffee.
It's a great picture.
It kind of tells you all about the Industrial Revolution and what it was like. There were no harnesses. There were no ropes. They were just out there working. I think building bridges now and all that stuff, there's so much advanced architecture and things like that. Yeah, there's the picture.
It's not on for everyone to see it. This is only you seeing this.
Okay, well, that is the picture.
I was like, wait, what picture?
So, those would be the jobs. But, every job's got risk. I just feel like when people are fluttering through the sky with a chamois washing down the windows, I'm thinking, man, that seems like a lot of risk. That's all.
So, again, we emphasize thank you for your service, and
100%.
we actually mean it.
No,
as opposed to sarcastically to each other.
Yeah, and I think you have to there's probably weight restrictions on those jobs. Like, I don't think
so
they
what
want
are you
heavy-
saying? You think Jesse could do the job now?
Jesse could. Yeah, Jesse definitely could go and be a window folk if that's what he was wanting to do. There you go.
Thank you to everyone who does much riskier things than us.
Can you
know how
imagine
good we
sitting
have
there
it?
and you got to be like Simone Biles to get to the platform. Like, you got to balance being walk off as you're like hitting hot iron and putting stuff together. What a time in our country, huh?
What a time to be alive. All right. So, as much as I would love to talk about dangerous jobs, how about high pressure, oft criticized jobs like, say, NFL kicker? The Packers making a change in their kicking situation. The carousel keeps spinning. And now, Brandon McManus replaces Braden Narveson as your Packers kicker. Packers worked him out yesterday, signed him shortly thereafter. Braden Narveson has been or will be released to open up the roster spot for McManus.
We think.
I'm pretty sure, based on a couple conversations I had, and I know conversations others had. Not you. I didn't talk to you. How do we feel about this? Better, worse, or just the same?
Yeah, I feel better. He's a veteran. He has made a lot of kicks. I don't
Super Bowl.
know. He obviously has had issues off the field. I don't know all of them, so I'll let you dig into that as a reporter and as a journalist. You should. Mm-hmm. You should go dig into that and understand why he was available. But the fact is, it seems as if he was cleared, and all of that stuff is in the past. And if that is the case, I think it's an upgrade. It also is a reminder, for as much as I want to consistently lavish praise on my guy, he's bungled this scenario. Goody has not handled the kicking situation well. It's been, depending on who you want to look at as far as who decided to put their bucket on Anders and not continue to keep Mason or to do whatever. All of those things should be scrutinized, because this position for the last year and 6 games has been a complete blank, cluster blank, if you know what I mean. And
I do know what you
the
mean.
confidence in what it was. And I thought last year at this time it wasn't a big deal. We're a 2-5 football team. And Anders wasn't even that bad. He was much better than what Narvi's been. So that position, which is a critical position, I know it's like, God, you talk a lot about kickers. Because if I really want to be honest, the rest of this roster is really strong everywhere. Tell me where there's a weakness, and I'll tell you I think you're full of baloney. Kicker has been it, and he has not solved that riddle. And to his credit, he has not stood pat and said, well, I think Narvi's going to be good enough. He's going to be good enough. He's going to be good enough. And somebody asked what the pain point was. Seems like it was last weekend. I think Matt LaFleur probably felt like it a couple weeks ago, and I think Goody finally has acquiesced and said, you know what, I can't just stand pat. And if we lose a game because I wasn't constantly looking to upgrade a spot I knew we needed to, I wouldn't be able to sleep at night. This is again, coaches, GMs, they have a lot of stress. They want to be able to sleep. They want to trust what they're doing. And I would bet there's more trust in Brandon McManus kicking right now than there has been in anyone else that has kicked here for the last 18 months. That would be my guess.
So he has kicked in a Super Bowl 50, made 3 field goals in that game as the Broncos beat the Panthers. He's 33 years old, so I would say that this is a finish out the season and hope you don't have to change kickers again type scenario, but probably not a long-term answer. Maybe they see Alex Hale as that guy, but they decided enough was enough with Braden Narveson, which is what I asked Rich Bisaccia several weeks ago. He's doing the same thing that you cut Anders for, missing 1 kick a game, except, of course, the Minnesota game in which he missed 2. And they didn't cut him after the Minnesota game. Now, McManus was, I don't want to say cleared. The NFL found insufficient evidence to move forward with any sort of discipline. He is still being sued, I believe.
And what is going on? What is he sued for? What is the why did they release? Why did the Jags say Deuce's BM?
So the Jags did not re-sign him, but he was sued in May by 2 flight attendants from a the team flight to London, and the 2 flight attendants alleged that he tried to kiss one of them and was grinding and whatever elsing up against both of them during the flight, and he was drunk.
Okay.
Now his lawyer in an AP story.
That was, by the way, I was not chuckling at the allegations. I was chuckling at your uber weird descriptions of them.
That's straight from the Associated Press story.
I understand. I know you love reading on the radio. That was super awkward to listen to.
Well, you asked what he had done. I delivered the information.
It's totally on you for asking what he did.
I agree. It's on me. I'm taking accountability. Continue.
Clearly. So he had actually signed as a free agent with the Washington Commanders, who then cut him
because of these allegations.
Because of this civil suit. And
where's
then
the line that we have as so? If he was charged criminally, would Goody have signed him? He still had a pending investigation.
I don't think if he had a criminal charge pending that he would have signed him. No. Do you?
I do not, and I think, as my late father used to always say, talent outs, right? Mm-hmm. Because we forget. Everybody now raves about Tyreek Hill. Dude did some bad things, allegedly. And I don't even know if I have to even say allegedly. I remember Jesse saying he'll never draft him on his fantasy team because of the things he did, and then I'm sure he still has drafted him. And now everybody is just, oh, yeah, he's great. It's funny how that works. And when I mean it's funny, I mean it's not funny.
Odd.
It's opposite.
Curious.
It's super. There's a lot of times, and I want people to be able to move on with their lives. I do. But I also don't want to be selective based on, well, how good that player is. I know that's not the real world. Because if it was, Tyreek Hill wouldn't be in the NFL. If we're being honest, he wouldn't be.
No. And Kareem Hunt wouldn't have gotten another opportunity either after what he did. Look, Ray Rice is, I think, the only one who ever... Because there was video of it.
And by the way, if Ray Rice was still on a rookie deal and a younger player, I don't think that even happened, even with the video. Yeah. Maybe I'm wrong, but I probably wouldn't be.
Yeah, so to be clear and to be fair to Brandon McManus, what he allegedly did does not rise anywhere close to these other people that we're talking about.
Agreed. So now, I don't know about you. I don't have a problem if this is, again, there's always more information could come out. I don't have access to that. As we sit here right now, I don't think with the allegations and the fact that he was not tried or that case is done and it's all civil, the fact that you needed a kicker, he's available, and you think he's going to help your football team, I am not going to be, holier than thou and say, well, you shouldn't sign him because I just don't think that's fair.
We will discuss whether this is an improvement and how you feel about it.
I mean, it has to be.
The guy's career accuracy on field goal attempts is 81.4%.
And what's old boy kicking right now?
70.6.
That's 11 points.
You know what?
Somebody at the analytics firm could say, well, 11 percentage points is pretty good.
Now, Anders missed far too many extra points last year. But you know what his accuracy was on field goals? 80.6.
It's right around McManus.
So it's a negligible difference on the field goal attempts. So, again, take that for what it's worth. We'll talk more about this and far more things as the Packers get ready for the Houston Texans.
I've been watching this whole artificial intelligence thing. That's the Tesla put out those robots last week, they had somebody kicking field goals. Can you imagine if you sign a robot kicker? Like, what happens there? What happens if and I know this sounds crazy, and I get it, because it is crazy. But we're not far off from saying, you know what? We're up against the cap. We have to pay him a minimum, or her, whoever the robot is. And that robot comes out and is just money, never going to miss. Is it crazy?
What if the robot's upset with its role?
I don't know. I mean, you saw that whole robot deal the other day. It's impressive. The accuracy, they could tune that in to be 100% accurate. And all of a sudden now you got so-and-so robot kicking a game winner down at Chicago to try to win a championship.
How on earth, other than the fact that you love Elon Musk inexplicably?
No, I appreciate the efforts of what he does innovation-wise. Stop. That's what I'm saying. He is an innovator.
How does someone who is so anti-big tech interrupt the flow of the show to ask about the possibility?
Is that taking my information, or is that making me? This is nothing to do with my own personal liberties and free. This is about a robot making a kick.
That's how it starts. First, you let them kick field goals. Then you have them in your house.
I know it sounds crazy.
And you're trying to bake an apple pie, and then they turn red, and they tell you can't leave the house.
You know what? You're probably right, and I'm not saying that we should go out and sign a robot. But I'm also saying let's make sure that we got our eyes out there, and if something goes on, let's be first in. And try it. Training camp robot kicking.
If you want to avoid any plagiarized takes like we were debating yesterday, you being the first in line to say the Packers should sign a robot to be the new kicker
should.
is a
I said
good
they
take.
should start thinking, is this going to be allowed? I don't know. I would think it's probably not.
So just promise me. Just tell me this was a shtick, right? Because you don't think that was an actual robot kicking those field goals on that video,
Not right now, but you don't think that that's where this is headed?
Okay, I just wanted to make sure you didn't
think
think
I'm saying
that
you don't think that in 2 or 3 years there's going to be some kind. You remember the old movie with the kicking mule?
I do remember that film. It's a classic.
The mule never missed, right? He was a great kicker from Lord knows all over the place. And we all laughed. And that mule in the movie was on the team. That movie could be so far ahead where down the road this is something. Now, I doubt the NFL lets it happen, but I don't know. No, neither do you. It would be crazy.
And to get out from the Deshaun Watson deal, the Browns are going to sign Air Bud to play quarterback next year.
Well, I think quarterbacking is going to be a lot more difficult than having a robot.
Don't be silly, Jesse.
Don't be crazy with a robot.
Come on.
Yeah, come on.
God, I love my job. I mean, seriously, dealing with Tausch's random non sequiturs like signing a robot kicker.
Jason, in all seriousness, if robotics makes its way, and we all see robotics are coming. That whole Boston Dynamics thing from 60 Minutes like 8 years ago, where they're doing backflips off, and I freaked out. I'm like, just wait a second, we're here? Wow. Now, all of a sudden, you see this whole thing last week. If you're going to, place kicker would be the first place that you would want a robot. You even keeled, gonna make everything. That is where you would want a robot, would be there.
First of all, I'm being told in the YouTube comments section that Francis was the name of the mule, not Gus.
I swore there was a Gus that did something.
I've heard it both ways.
I'm going to trust.
There was a Gus that did something.
Yeah, I'll trust the YouTube comments that it was Francis.
I'll get on that. Francis the Kicking Mule.
Was that that wasn't the movie Kathy Ireland was in, right? That was a different football movie.
That was Necessary Roughness.
Great flick, by the way. Like that movie. Dennis Bakula.
Scott Bakula. Not to be confused with Scott Thompson, who you call Craig Thompson, who is going to be...
sounds like he's paying for the full flesh of the wedding.
Jeff and Monroe's son's father-in-law.
Sounds like he's covering all the costs. Probably going to get robotic waiters, would be my guess for that.
All I know is that I am a people person. I enjoy interacting with other humans.
Oh, you would be lining up to interview that robot. Who are you kidding? The first robotic kicker, and you're going to tell me you're going to go interview Rudy Ford instead of going and talking to the robotic kicker? Come on.
It's a chance. But I would much rather talk to a sleek Gina Della about windows than some sort of robotic Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin representative.
That we can agree on. Get the look you want for your home with customizable windows and doors from Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. The durability of materials gets tested. They open and close the doors, the latches, and the shades tens of thousands of times to ensure that they last for years to come. Pella offers custom colors and innovative features like shades between the glass, and right now you get 0 interest for up to 36 months. Certain restrictions do apply. This offer ends October 31st. Get started today at PellaWI.com.
All right. I thought that I was managing the clock in a very adept manner so we could get to Bulaga on time.
In fairness, you brought up robotics. I didn't. And then I just took it to another level.
I did? I don't think I did.
I want to think that you did.
Did you see this robotic kicker? He's kicking field goals, I believe is what you said. Be that as it may, less robotics, more Packers. Next, it's Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio. The Homer Hour with special guests every day from 5 to 6.
You would vote the opening of the show should be Brett Favre as an alien.
If a guy wrote a song for me, it would probably be my opening.
All right.
That's just me.
Well, but how many other people do you think have written a song for me?
None.
Pepper, what's your vote?
I will say 0 as well.
You guys are so mean and accurate.
Thank you.
My thoughts.
The Homer Hour with Homer. Weekdays from 5 to 6. Right here on 94.5 ESPN and streaming live on YouTube. The 23rd annual A Novel event is coming. Sharp Literacy's yearly fundraiser will happen on October 30th from 5 to 8 p.m. at the Pfister Hotel. The program will feature a presentation with Code Baby CEO Nori Daroga and elementary students, dinner and a voice auction. Funds raised at A Novel event will support the delivery of Sharp STEAM-based education programs to thousands of K-3 through 5th graders and educators across the Milwaukee, Waukesha, and Racine areas. Find tickets to October 30th's A Novel event at sharpliteracy.org.
They say seeing is believing, and when you see what's inside at American Place Casino, you better believe you're gonna love it. Because when it comes to amazing gaming, we're a real game changer. With the most exciting of table games like blackjack, craps, and roulette, the newest slots, a sports book, restaurants, bars, and more. So if you're ready for excitement, we'll see you soon. American Place Casino. Change the game.
Must be 21 years of age or older. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, crisis counseling and referral services can be accessed by calling 1-800-GAMBLER, 1-800-426-2537.
Gabe, where do you think our group should be taking our golf trip next year?
Jason, I don't know. Do you have time to figure it all out and get all the reservations made? I certainly don't.
Not really. I mean, I'm so busy. If I only knew somebody to call that might do all the work for us.
Oh, I know about Wisconsin Golf Trips. Their main business is booking groups from around the world to play all the great courses in our state, but they're now doing outbound trips for groups each year to places like Michigan, Minnesota, and Nevada. Plus, Wisconsin Golf Trips is even booking custom packages for Scotland and Ireland.
Oh, wow. Let's hit them up.
WisconsinGolfTrips.com.
Hey sports fans, looking to level up your next private event? V Private Bar Services is your game changer. Move beyond the ordinary. V Private Bar Services crafts custom cocktails tailored to your brand and your guests' taste. Imagine a bar experience that's as unique as your business. Our expert mixologists will create a memorable experience that your clients and team will rave about. From signature cocktails to full-service bars, we've got you covered. Be the MVP of your next event. Visit vprivatebar.com/MVP to book today.
There's a good chance you're on a budget. We all are. But she wants a diamond. You know it. I know it. And Robert Hack Diamonds knows it too, because they offer a huge collection of lab-grown diamonds, and they sell them at crazy prices. How about 2-carat total weight diamond studs for $8.95? Robert Hack Diamonds can get any size, shape, or clarity in natural or lab-grown diamonds. Don't buy until you call Robert Hack Diamonds. $8.95 for a 2-carat pair of diamond studs. Oh, baby! Robert Hack Diamonds in Greenfield and in Brookfield. Why overspend when you can save at Robert Hack Diamonds for the same diamond you're looking for? Some jewelers are charging nearly $5,000 for a lab-grown diamond. Not Robert Hack. Your visit will be worth it, and she'll think so too. Robert Hack also offers repair services and cash for your old gold. But remember, before you do anything, as I did, RobertHackDiamonds.com, and visit them in Brookfield or in Greenfield.
It's time to tip off a new NBA season.
And here we go.
And everyone is stepping up. Living legends and shooting stars are rising up.
Defying gravity.
Super fans, courtside fans, and screaming from the rooftop fans are revving up. With the whole basketball world going up, the only question is, who's going to make it to the top? Kia NBA tip-off Knicks versus Celtics and Timberwolves versus Lakers Tuesday from 7:30 Eastern on TNT.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Can we put a bow on our robot talk, or is there anything else you'd like to add?
There was a lot of conversation with the, Joshy and some of the other texters on our little chain about like putting a defensive end as a robot, and that's just crazy talk. I mean, the robotics and the metal, like that's just not going to happen. Place kicking, and my point is, coaching has already become a little robotic with all the analytics and all of the data that gets piled in.
Same,
it's not. Oh, no. Trust me, I know it's not the same.
Okay.
But I am saying coaches are relying on artificial intelligence and on data and on machines pumping out all of these stats and what they should do, what they shouldn't do. And I think the kicking, it was Gus with Don Knotts. Thank you, Jess. Thank you, Dan.
Yes, and Dan in Chilton points out, for those of you that are not watching the video stream, and you just hear Tausch shouting, "Yeah, Gus! Yeah, Dan!" Gus the Mule was in the Disney movie, creatively titled Gus, with Don Knotts. Not a kicking mule, just, I believe, a talking mule.
Just wait, that mule didn't kick? I thought so I screwed up. I don't know the other movie with Francis. This was the movie because Gus was talking to Don Knotts all the time. Okay.
Wow.
Oh, and Jesse, I want to apologize. I know we've had some fun discussions with Craig and Jeff and Monroe. They're going to do Scott. They're going. It's not all. I know it's not all going to be paid one side. I took one of my awkward moments and have tried to have a little fun with it. So Jeff, I know.
You are making Jeff sound kind of like he's just
Jeff
making
listen.
his buddy
Jeff's a
do
Hall
everything,
of Famer in my books. Jeff should be a Hoffer, and that's in a small class. He should be a Hoffer. And so I want to make sure. I like to set the record straight when we're doing it.
After you've.
I didn't besmirch him. I'm not besmirching him.
Maybe.
How is that besmirching him? Let's move on.
You made him sound like a cheapskate.
He's not, though. We know.
Now that you've
I clarified the record. Thank you, Jeff, for calling and letting us know. But I think that was. Right. I thought it was kind of known, but I just want to make sure.
I want to get to Bryan Bulaga somewhat on time. It's already 9:30. So let me just ask you the two questions about the kicking situation. We'll ask Bryan these two. First of all, this comes from Dave, and I thought this is an interesting point that he made in the YouTube comments.
I love how hooked on YouTube comments you are. I love it.
You have asked me to
and you're doing
upgrade our engagement in the digital realm, and I feel like joining the conversation, even if it means that some jerks are in there.
I have to figure out how I can do that. I'll have Jesse. I'll occasionally scroll and see some. Okay. All right.
Dave, I think I might have more of an issue with mismanaging the kicking position badly enough to be this desperate to sign a guy like McManus, who has this issue, outstanding, than I do with the signing itself. Agree or disagree?
I've said Goody has bungled this kicking situation, and it is on Goody. It's not on. I mean, you can say, well, Rich Bisaccia won it. Well, tough luck. The results. You're judged off of the players that you bring in and how they fit with your coaches. It hadn't worked. So for as much as I am sitting here and I saw somebody on, I don't know if it was the YouTube comments or something Jesse or Pablo threw up on the screen and knew would distract me, that the tight end position isn't good. Did you see Ben Sims? We have a stud in Tucker Kraft, and you got Benny Sims, who's a Steinhoffler, and the guy that's supposed to be the guru who's hurt with Luke Musgrave. So, no, I'm not going to put tight end in some weak category that Goody has put together.
I wouldn't either.
The place kicker, hey, Ned, I know Ned gets after me a lot. Ned
and
Twitter.
Retired Navy fella. Yeah.
Retired Navy fella, I think we got a good thing going. He's irritated with me, and I kind of like that. I have no problem with Navy fella. He loves you. He loves you. He loves the show. I'm fine with it. Ned gets after me about being a Goody stan. And my point is, I've been right. So you can get after me. Goody's done a great job, except for kicking. The kicking position has been bungled in a big way. And hopefully, old boy here can bail him out. And kicking 81% ain't going to bail him out. Oh. He needs to be upper 80s, low 90s to me in order to be that kicker, a veteran kicker that you feel good about. What are you shaking your head about? Something in the YouTube comments?
I have to apologize.
To whom?
To you.
Oh, I love this.
I hate it.
There is nothing better than what I think is coming right now.
The ombudsman, Rob Vogel.
Oh.
Informs. Anytime you get a text and the only words on the text are Tausch is correct, it's just like a punch in the stomach.
That is literally like manna coming from the heavens.
Apparently, this film with Don Knotts and the kicking mule is indeed Gus.
Thank you. Okay. Jesse, I want an apology from you, too.
I am
What did I do?
I appreciate it. You smugly got after me about that whole kicking mule thing.
I've never heard of either of these things, and I haven't said anything about the mule.
Gus is a 1976 American sports comedy film released by Walt Disney Productions about a football-playing mule. The film did well at the box office and was released on home video in 1981.
So it had a 4-year run at the theater? Wow.
I don't know. Maybe home video wasn't available in 1977 after it was done in the theaters.
Would that be available since it's a Disney movie? Can I watch that?
I will fact check whether or not it is on Disney Plus. We can have like a Wilde and Tausch movie night.
No, we could do a movie watch party.
Right. I know. That's where I was headed. Thank you for interrupting. And we could have all of our fans come and watch Gus the Kicking Mule starring Don Knotts at a local theater near you. We'll do a double feature with that and just a bit outside. Tausch, I am going to demand something of you.
Okay.
When Prize Picks posts a projection for Brandon McManus field goals made, I ask nicely that you play that.
I will.
Thank you for your service.
And I'm guessing it'll be 1.5, just like Narvi. Narvi was good to Old T on Prize Picks. He made a lot of kicks. He missed a lot of kicks, but he made a lot of kicks. Narvi did. And if it wasn't for Kyler Murray landing 0.5 short on his more last week, Old T would add another W on Prize Picks, America's #1 daily fantasy sports app. Over 10 million users. Prize Picks is the easiest, most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. All you do, pick more or less. 2 to 6 player stat projections, and you can watch the winnings roll in. Get in on the daily action with your buddies. Become part of the Prize Picks community today. Can win now up to 100 times your money on Prize Picks with as little as 4 correct picks. Prize Picks, the best way to win real money this football season. Make your picks in less than 60 seconds and turn your sports opinions into real money all season long on Prize Picks. Sign up today. Get $50 instantly when you play $5. Don't even need to win to get the $50 bonus. Download the app today. Use code WI to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Use code WI to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. Run
your
game.
I am here to report that on Disney Plus, which I've also gotten a notification that the price is going up for me when I logged in.
Isn't there? There's not any it's not like grandfathered in. Like you can lock in at this price for 5 years.
Gus is available on Disney Plus. 1 hour and 38 minutes of magic.
It's an hour 38 only?
Yeah.
They're so far ahead of their time. They knew this attention deficit deal that we have in 2024 would be played. We're going to do a watch party, Zoom. Jesse will have to figure out how to do that. Or maybe when Pablo gets cleared, Pablo's first job will be to do this show because you're too busy, obviously. And now that you're skinny and sleek, you're going to be too busy.
We are done talking about Gus. It's 9:37.
Boy, that's
I
late.
thought, yeah, thanks.
That's late.
Brian Bulaga will be on until about 11:15. Next, it's Wilde and Tausch.
On air, online, and on demand. Get all your favorite ESPN Wisconsin content anywhere you get your podcasts for free. The new Wisconsin On Demand. It's free, it's everywhere, and it's for you.
Mark Tauscher here, and these days I am sleeping better than ever. I am so thankful I met with the great team at Advent to help solve my sleeping problems. The Advent team is so great to work with, and their consultations are very informative. The Advent team listened to my struggles, and rather than forcing a surgery, they helped me find the best solution for a better night's sleep. My family and I are so thankful the solutions from Advent worked. To see how they can help you with snoring, sleep apnea, and nasal breathing problems, go to adventknows.com, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better.
An ESPN Radio Extra Point with Evan Cohen, Chris Canty, and Michelle Smallman.
I'm fading the New York Jets. I don't have any belief that this DavanteAdams move is going to put them over the top. While I recognize from an X's and O's standpoint why they did it and how it could make them better, I also recognize there is a downside to this thing. Like, we keep talking about, oh, yeah, well, now you got Davante and Garrett Wilson's going to get one-on-one, so he's going to get the ball and get more opportunities to display what a talent he is. Are we sure that's going to happen?
No.
Because right now we live in a world where Allen Lazard has more touchdown catches than Garrett Wilson. How does that make sense? Do you think there are going to be more opportunities with DavanteAdams here? So AaronRodgers has two guys that he's comfortable with? That's the part that bothers me a little bit with this, because I can see how there could be tension, especially with some of the younger guys that have been there, not getting the opportunities to produce in the way that Rodgers and his friends will.
At the Home Depot, we know you can't control everything, like when your guests arrive too early for Saturday college football. But you can control your grill. With the Traeger Timberline XL, you can watch the game, not the grill. Monitor your football feast from anywhere using the Traeger app. With the Timberline XL, you can bake, smoke, sear, fry, and saute. That's Desmond Howard level versatility.
Huddle up, the food's done.
Defend your game time with Traeger and the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
It's football season, and Vivid Seats is your ultimate destination for all the action on the gridiron. With a game-changing rewards program plus an amazing selection of tickets, Vivid Seats ensures that every fan can catch their favorite teams and players in action. Vivid Seats has you covered with deals that cater to every football enthusiast. And all tickets come back by a 100% buyer guarantee, giving you peace of mind with every purchase. Just visit vividseats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
Panic strikes as you realize on Wednesday that Thursday is your anniversary. The reservations being secured.
We'll see you at 8.
The gift being purchased. Yeah, you've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with early pay up to 2 days early on direct deposits. So even though they call you Last Minute Lisa, we'll make your last minute scrambling a bit easier. You've got this with early pay from Associated Bank. See associatedbank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
The kick is up and wide left.
Why don't they customize the goalposts? Make them wider.
Gina Della from Pella? How'd you get into the booth?
And why just yellow? Add some green stripes.
Sure, Gina. Should they also remove the G at midfield and paint a Pella crest?
Okay, Wayne, you can't customize a football game to go the way you want, but Pella can customize your home the way you want.
Right now, get 0% interest for up to 36 months. Visit PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. It's 10/31/2024.
Stay up to date on the green and gold all season. The Green and Gold Fix podcast is brought to you by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Luxury stay, elite play, unwind in sophisticated comfort. Win big, dine, and experience the events in Milwaukee.
At Gruber Law Offices, our biggest priority is the care and service we provide to our clients. We know accidents can be overwhelming, and we're here to help every step of the way. Call now. One call, That's all.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Back in Rutherford County, our crowd is second to none. You might not know I'm here in this big city we're in, but when I go back home, I've got some famous friends. Yeah, I do.
To discuss the merits of Gus, the kicking mule, the idea of robots and what they would do to your salary cap, and the Packers kicking change to neither a donkey nor a robot.
Well, how do we know Blue at Donkey Farm isn't training a couple donkeys to be the kicker?
Well, I figured
Blue's
he'd be the right guy to ask.
Now. He's a businessman. He's probably training a couple to see if they can't, find a Gus that could come up and fix all of the Packers kicking problems.
America needs farmers, and this show needs Bryan Bulaga. Hi, Bryan. Help.
Hey, better late than never. Jesse making me get ready by the computer at 10:25, and I remember whenever I, fill in for Tausch when he's, maybe jet setting in Napa or, Jesse runs a pretty hard line on Jason and I on scheduling. We get it in there. Hey, let's pick it up. Or we're cutting here. And, it just seems when he tells me to be by the computer at 10:25 to be ready to go, it's always just a touch late. So, hey, it's okay, though.
Sorry, we were discussing Gus the kicking donkey.
I'm going to make you a promise. We will get to you no later than 9:33/10:33 your time. I will cut my robot talk short
next time.
And
I'll believe it when I hear it.
I did listen to everything because I like I said I logged in at 10:25, so I heard.
What did you think?
I heard all of it.
It's good to know what you're getting into.
What did you think, Blue?
Yeah. Oh, listen. I don't know what to think about. Because I don't know the context of all of it, so I was a little lost at the start.
Me too, and I knew the context.
Yeah. So listen, that's why this show's great, because you guys are able to go on tangents on things that I just don't sometimes get. But that's why this show's so good.
Great. Yeah,
but that's the thing.
So, Blue, all right. So let's get down to it, because people want to hear about the Green Bay Packers on this show. And we talked about it in the opening, got a little robotic and a little other things. But I believe Goody has built a hell of a roster in Green Bay. I think, and when you look at the trades, the way Davante and AaronRodgers, that's all part of that build. He's utilized those picks. He's gotten really good players. And then the kicking position has been his Achilles heel. It has been the weak spot for him and for this football team. And now another move. I think this will be the final move. I don't think, unless something injury related, I think this is going to be your guy the rest of the way. What do you make of the whole kicking scenario from drafting Anders to where we're at today?
Yeah, it was always going to be tough to replace Mason. Now, you can always say, did he get rid of him a year too soon? Or, I guess that could be debated as well. But it's always hard to replace a kicker that was so reliable for so long. And was also really liked by the fan base and people in the state of Wisconsin and Green Bay. But you hit it. You hit the nail on the head. It just hasn't been approached the right way. And listen, it's hard to draft a good just field player, just like an offensive lineman or a linebacker or a DB. It's hard to draft those guys. It's even harder to try to draft a kicker and have him be successful, right? And that was the deal with Anders. He had potential, but then I remember looking back, or I think Homer did, and looked at Anders' percentage in college, and it really wasn't that good, right? So now you're drafting a kicker who doesn't really have great numbers in college to be successful in the NFL. Didn't translate. Kind of the same story for Narveson. Didn't have great numbers in college, expected to translate in the NFL, and it doesn't. So now I think the route he's went with a veteran kicker, and I understand there's there's controversy behind this pick, right? I mean, this isn't something Green Bay normally does with guys that have had issues, even though he's been cleared by the NFL, right? I get that. This isn't a move that Green Bay makes, but it shows, what Goody thinks this team can be. And he thinks this team can be a Super Bowl type team. So he's looking at it as, if the NFL's cleared him, there's really no baggage that comes along with besides some questions that we have to answer. And what we can refer to is the NFL has done their investigation on it. We've done our investigation on it, and this is where we're at. It shows that he wants to win, and he does not want a kicker to cost them a game.
He wants to be able to sleep at night.
Like it has in the past.
He wants to be able to sleep at night. He doesn't want to look at 52 dudes in that locker room and the coaches and say, I let you down. I wasn't proactive in trying to do it. And I could agree more. Yes. This is we are a Super Bowl team right now, and we are not going to let one spot weight us down. That's what this move means to me.
Yes, 100%. And the thing is, McManus, I mean, I've played many games against him. The dude was you always thought when he took the field, he was going to make his kicks. That's what you thought when you played Denver. You were like, all right, this guy's going to be probably good from, I get it was in Denver with the elevation, but he's going to be good from 57 and in. He's got a strong leg. He's a good kicker. So you're getting a guy that has a lot of experience, that has won a Super Bowl. I believe he was on the Super Bowl winning team with Manning. A lot of experience. He understands being put in a big team in big situations that has a lot of a lot of expectation on it. So, I think this is a good move. And listen, this is a guy, too, he's coming in with the chip on his shoulder as well, right? There was a lot of things that have happened over the last year and the investigation that he's gone through and, proven innocent by the NFL or no wrongdoing. I don't know if we talk about innocence or not. I guess
Indeed.
That's not the NFL's job. That's but proven by the NFL that no wrongdoing was done, or so to speak. He's got a chip on his shoulder because, he can still kick. He can still play. He wants to get back into this league, and this is his opportunity. And what does he make of it? I think it's a good move. Yes, there's some controversy behind it, but you know what? Who are we to judge what the NFL – I mean, we can judge it, but, we don't know what happened. We can only go based on what the NFL has conducted, and what they've conducted is that there was no wrongdoing. Now, Jason, I know what you're going to say. There could be legal ramifications. Yes, I understand that. We don't know everything about that.
I wasn't going to say. Well, yeah, I was. You're right.
Oh, you were going to say it. But, Green Bay did their due diligence on it as well. They had to. They definitely did their research on it, and they dove into it. And what they came away with was, we're going to sign him. So we can only trust that what the information that we know, and that Green Bay – because, Jason, you've been covering the team for a long time. Tausch, you play with the team. I play with the team. They don't sign guys that are going to have an issue legally, or at least presently. They're not going to do that. They're very responsible.
Yeah, so I would say a couple things. I've always said this. Your willingness to take and I'm using this term loosely, a character risk on a player is directly proportional to how badly you need someone at that position, right? And Tausch, it was before Bryan got here, but the Packers signed Koren Robinson, which was a controversial thing. He had been suspended by the league. He will tell you this, he was an alcoholic, and there were issues with him. But in one game, I think maybe against Minnesota, if I remember correctly, you guys had 3 wide receivers all get hurt in the same game. That was the game where Driver landed on his head and suffered a neck injury. And so they signed Koren Robinson. And I'll never forget Cliff Crystal, who was writing for the Journal-Sentinel at the time, later became the Packers historian, asking Ted Thompson, what are you going to do if this guy drives drunk and kills somebody? Which I have never heard a direct question at that level ever in my life. But they were at a point of desperation, and and you played with him, he was your teammate. I don't think he was a bad guy. He had a drinking problem. There's no doubt about that. But I don't think he was a terrible human being. Now, that said, I don't know anything about Brandon McManus and whether he's a good guy, bad guy, anything. But the fact that they were willing to sign him in spite of this baggage speaks to, one, how very few options there are on the open market, and two, they realize that they can't keep doing the same thing, trotting Braden Narveson out there like he's Justin Tucker, because he's not.
And Justin Tucker's having a tough year.
And he is,
in fairness.
Exactly.
So you're right. You're always going to – you want to do things the right way all the time. And I think the Packers have done a great job of trying to bring in high-character cats. They don't want to go down this road. You go down that road when you don't think there's any other options.
Right.
And not to try and put McManus in with all of the other – I don't know. So I'm not going to go down that road. But what I do know is if there was a better option that did not have any baggage that went along with him, they would go down that road. That's not where they're at. And I think it just continues to reiterate, and I thought Bryan brought it up beautifully in the beginning of his segment here. This is a Super Bowl team. Goody knows it, and Goody wants to be able to sleep at night and say, I'm doing everything I can. I know this spot isn't good enough. I'm going to go do this, and this is what we're – and that's a very hard thing for someone that has an ego in this business to continue to admit, I have not gotten this right yet. And he's doing that.
All right, so we're going to continue with Bryan. We're going to, because we did such a great job of managing the clock, we're going to take a break now. Then we'll take another break, and then he's going to stick around all the way to 10:15, 11:15 his time, because he's such a good teammate. I want you to consider two questions during the break. One,
how great was that Penei Sewell block that we saw? And I know I saw Blue also shared it on Twitter. It's unbelievable.
Okay, this is how this happened.
Well, is that not unbelievable, Blue? And I know we're on the clock. I understand. Unbelievable.
It is. Yeah, could you just save it until tackle talk?
I'm teasing it. Yeah, it was such a beautiful thing to see.
Before, no. Stop.
Okay.
Please.
And by the way, Zach Tom did something similar on a play action where he went down and felt comfortable enough. He stopped on the 3-tech for 2-3 seconds and then kicked back out and did the same thing. Continue. My bad.
Is it possible that they just gave up on Anders Carlson too early? I want you to consider that from the kicking perspective. And then the other kicking question. I looked up Brandon McManus's numbers, because, we do a lot of fact-checking around here. On 50-plus field goals for his career, I don't know how this compares to other kickers, but he is 45 of 82.
That doesn't seem great.
Which is 54.9%.
Well, he kicked in the Mile High.
Woof. Doesn't sound great, Bob. We'll talk a little more about kickers, and then we'll get to Penei Sewell and tackle talk.
Such a good play.
More next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Sweetest Day is coming up, and ESPN Milwaukee wants to make sure you're equipped to make someone special in your life extra happy with the Welke Sweetest Day giveaway. From now through October 17th, head to WelkeSweetestDay.com to register for your chance to win a Sweetest Day prize pack, a bouquet of flowers from Welke's Milwaukee Florist, a $100 Pfister gift card, and a one-night stay at the Pfister. All of that could be yours to share with the sweetest one. For full contest details, that's WelkeSweetestDay.com.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute brought to you by UW Credit Union. For every stage of life, UW Credit Union is here for every you. Proudly serving Wisconsin for over 90 years. Hop in or hop online at uwcu.org to join. Complimentary football, the name of the game in Wisconsin's 42-7 runaway at Rutgers over the weekend. The Badgers' physicality sure left an impression on ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher. Tausch's comments on the Green Bay game night postgame show.
The physicalness and what Wisconsin was able to do on offense, now you have to continue to maintain it, but it was an old-fashioned physical beatdown
of epic proportions yesterday.
Pella's windows and doors feature durable materials, custom colors, and innovative features like shades between the glass. Get 0% interest for up to 36 months at PellaWI.com.
How would you like to own a jewelry store? Kessler's Diamonds is an employee-owned company.
And Kessler's is growing. Are you the kind of person we're looking for?
Does it make you happy to make other people happy? Are you a problem solver?
Would you like to wake up every morning knowing that you're going to help a lot of people find joy today?
Kessler's Diamonds is people serving people. Keep in mind that Kessler's is owned by its employees. So let me ask you this. Are you a good enough leader that you can be an owner who leads other owners?
Don't worry, you don't have to know about diamonds. We can teach you about diamonds. But the people we're looking for aren't looking for a job.
Did someone pop into your head just now? Do you think you might know who we're looking for?
Give that person a call.
Send them an email. Tell them to walk into Kessler's Diamonds and say to the person who greets them,
I think I want to work here.
Welcome to Kessler's. A fantastic place to buy jewelry and a wonderful place to work.
For the store nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
It's time for the Milwaukee Basketball Report on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Experience elite orthopedic care at OAW. Their skilled teams in Pewaukee, Brookfield, and Mukwonago offer tailored treatment for your needs.
Behind 24 points in 23 minutes for Giannis Antetokounmpo, the Bucks beat the Bulls 111-107 in their first preseason game of the season. 11 players coming off the bench for Doc Rivers' squad, including A.J. Green, who's trying to enforce his way into the lineup.
Johnson the other way, flicks the pass over left wing, catch and shoot three, bullseye. A.J. Green stepped into that one, and it was a no-doubter.
More from Doc Rivers after the win.
Then the game starts, and the guy next to you may call you a name or something. All of a sudden, you forget all that. It becomes competition.
Bucks wrap up their preseason schedule on Thursday night in Dallas against the Mavericks.
This has been the Milwaukee Basketball Report on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Book your appointment today at orthowisconsin.com.
Green and gold fans, it's game day. And you know what that means. Tailgating with friends and raising a glass to our favorite team. This season, make Bacardi the star of your pregame party. Whether you're mixing up a classic Bacardi and cola, refreshing Bacardi lime and soda, or a smooth spiced and cola, Bacardi is the perfect pick for game day fun. Grab a bottle and get ready to cheer on Green Bay with the best in hand. Available now at your local retailer. Live passionately, drink responsibly. Bacardi USA, Miami, Florida. Rum 40% alcohol by volume.
Wilde and Tausch is presented by Tito's Handmade Vodka, America's original craft vodka produced in Austin, Texas, and naturally gluten-free. Tito's Handmade Vodka.
Back in Rutherford County, our crowd is second to none. You might not know I'm here in this big city we're in, but when I go back home, I've got some famous friends. Yeah, I do.
Continuing with Bryan Bulaga. All right, I don't want to spend any more time talking about kickers. We'll see.
I'm with you. I agree.
What is with you today?
I'm in a good mood. What?
Oh, is that what that is? Fair enough.
Just try it sometime. It's fun.
Oh, sick burn, bro. Bryan, I am curious I want to get to tackle talk, and I want to make sure I get to Penei Sewell. How amazing he is, obviously. That's a key component of today's program. With a couple of right tackles who wish they had gotten the paychecks that he did. But what do you think about where this team is as it heads into the Texans game? The conversation after Sunday's game with a number of players was this team feels like it's ready to pop. Feels like it's ready to go on a run. Feels like it's rounding into form, mid-season form, if you will. When you watch the tape, when you watch this offense, do you feel the same way?
Yeah, I mean, I like where they're at, and I think seeing Jordan Love get healthier as this goes on, you kind of see the offense start to play better. He's doing more things within the pocket and out of the pocket that helps this offense be as explosive as it can be. So, and we caught a glimpse of that, Sunday against the Cardinals. Now, this will probably be, and I get the Vikings are undefeated and they're a good football team. I really believe that, and I get that the Vikings beat the Texans and beat them pretty good. But this will probably be the second biggest test next to the Vikings game, which we all saw the way that played out for Green Bay. They had a chance late in the game, but it was, the damage was done in the first half. This game against Houston is going to be a great litmus test for what those guys are saying, that, we're ready to jump or make that big jump and go on a streak here. Like these are the games you need to win and show everyone that, hey, we're ready to go here. Like this is a team that we're getting our act together. We feel good about where we're at. Now we're going to have a team. I think, what are the Texans, 5-1?
Yep.
Yes. Or are they?
Yes. 5-1. Yep.
You got a 5-1 team coming in at home. This is the time to show it. Like I understand that Arizona, people may say, oh, they weren't as good.
Wilde was saying that all week.
I was saying that.
They
They're
think
not very
you
good.
can't do anything off of it. That's what he said.
I mean, they beat the 49ers the week before.
Thank you.
And the
On the road.
49ers, regardless of I think they're a good team. I still think the 49ers are a good team. And I get it. They don't have all their main guy, which is McCaffrey. But this, to me, this test against the Texans is going to show us a lot about where the team is at, offensively and defensively. Because to be honest with you, like, it's going to be fun to watch because DeMeco Ryans' defense is very similar to Hafley's defense. So LaFleur is essentially looking at his own defense when he's on offense, and our defense is looking and they're not the same, but very similar to what Houston likes to do. So you're almost like when Iowa plays Wisconsin, you're getting these mirror image teams that play each other, and it's like who executes the best. That's essentially what you're getting this week because Houston does a lot of the same things that Green Bay does offensively and defensively. So this is like, yes, it's about the players and what the players do on the field, but this is a very big scheme game for LaFleur as well and for Hafley to figure out how to match up against these teams because they do things very similarly on both sides of the ball. So it's going to be an exciting, intriguing match. And Houston's no slouch. They got really good players on both sides of the football. So this is going to be a fun game to watch.
Should be flexed.
This will
be flexed.
It should be flexed.
Blue, I agree. I think I am excited to watch it because you got good teams. Quarterbacks are on the same trajectory. Both, I think everybody looks at as a young star on the rise. With Stroud only being in his second year, but they're both second-year starters. It's a great litmus test, but to what Jason was saying, there is no doubt. I think this team, you gain confidence by having success. This team finally had what I think is a full four-quarter offense, defense, special teams game that they all put together. They all contributed, did it, and now they build off of that. And that's why I'm excited to see, because this is a good football team coming in here. What is it, a winter warning game? Is that what they're calling it, with the all-white unis and the helmets?
Yeah, it looks like the weather's going to cooperate, too, because I would think it's hard for you to say, oh, we're going to all wear white, but then if it's like 40 degrees, it makes it a little bit harder to do that.
Yeah, I was skeptical because they're doing it so early, but that actually makes a ton of sense. The Packers know what they're doing when it comes to making money and being smart business folks, man. They know what they're doing, too.
Yeah, no doubt about it. All right.
Is it supposed to be bad weather or something on Sunday?
No, but it was like 49 degrees yesterday.
If it was cold, they'd have to. Everybody wears blaze orange and camo. It's a lot tougher to find a all winter, unless you're sleek like Jesse. It's really hard to find like the white coat with white pants and just all white outed.
Yeah.
Here, if it's 78 degrees, you can find a bunch.
I hated the all white uniforms. I will say.
And you were a muscular dude. Yeah, if you're a little chubbier, white sucks. Like it's not a good look.
Yeah.
Jason and I know what we're talking about.
Maybe they'll do a blackout because black is slimming next year. All right, I want to get to tackle talk. Whenever Tausch tweets something, we know that it has struck a chord with him, and he was tweeting this morning about Penei Sewell.
Such an athletic play.
So you would say, Tausch, before we talk about him, that you would raise an ice-cold Blue Mountain Coors Light in his honor.
He is one of the best, but I'm going to tell you this, Zach Tom he's coming. Winter's coming. Zach Tom is coming as an elite right tackle. Coors Light brewed with a 3-step cold process, cold lager, cold filtered, and cold package, so it's made to chill. Born in the Rocky Mountains of Colorado in 1978, Coors Light is refreshing. It is crisp. It's only 102 calories. That's why it is Coors Light when I choose and I need a moment to chill. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. And when we bring Bryan back after a 2-minute Sports Center, I am intrigued to find out, because we ran for 179 yards last week. I'm interested. He breaks the tape down like nobody. I want to hear what he thought of the run game with Josh Jacobs, because the pass protection was beautiful. But I'm curious to hear what Bryan has to say about how the fellas did up front in the run game on Sunday. And we'll do that in 2 minutes.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand.
Don't miss a moment of football this season at 3rd Street Market Hall in downtown Milwaukee, your one-stop, must-stop viewing destination. 3rd Street Market Hall has over 15 locally owned food vendors, a self-serve beer wall, over 50 HD TVs, and game day specials. What more could you need? If you're not at the game, this is the place to be every Saturday and Sunday. View the vendor list and 30 self-serve beer options at 3rdstreetmarkethall.com. That's 3rdstreetmarkethall.com.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau. This is your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee. Want that mirror finish on your car? You need Z-Gloss by Z-Bart. Z-Gloss is a 3-layer ceramic coating that not only gives your car that mirror finish, it protects it from everything that Mother Nature can throw at it. Visit zbart.com for more information.
2 touchdown catches from Romeo Doubs in his return from suspension, plus touchdowns for Jaden Reed and Christian Watson as Jordan Love leads the Packers to a 34-13 victory at home over the Arizona Cardinals. Here's Jordan Love after the win.
We just got to keep building upon it, build off this win, off this performance, and go back, handle business this week through our practice. And, we got a really good team coming in here next week. So definitely got to build on this momentum and, keep this rhythm going we got.
Packers, by the way, on defense recovered 3 fumbles as well.
This has been your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee.
The Island Showroom's fall lineup is packed with excitement. On Halloween, don't miss Lisa McClowry's acclaimed portrayal of the goddess of pop in The Beat Goes On, Cher. The rock anthems of Warrant bring down the house November 8th and 9th. And November 15th and 16th, country heartthrob Connor Smith hits the stage. Visit islandresortandcasino.com today to buy your Island Showroom tickets online or call 877-ISL-SHOW.
Marquette Hall of Famer Tony Smith here. You're listening to the home of Marquette basketball. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Rutherford County, our ground is second to none. You might not know I'm here in this big city.
The 10 o'clock hour begins now. We continue with Bryan Bulaga. I turn the floor, I cede my time to tackle talk between Tausch and Bulaga.
So, Blue, what did you make of the run game? Because the stat line looked pretty good. I think it ended up being 179 or whatever it is, and Josh Jacobs got going. They stuck with the run. But it just felt like there were some TFLs and maybe some stuff to clean up. What did you see when you watched the film?
Yeah, I think there were certainly things that clean up, and I think it was a little bit of a mixed bag from Jordan Morgan, our rookie right guard. I think early on when he got in there, he had some struggles, and then I think in the second half, I think he felt more comfortable and he started playing better. Like that was someone that I watched quite a bit because in the live copy I saw that he was rotating in there, and I wanted to go back and watch it on the All-22, and like I thought he got better as the game went on, but I think early on he struggled a little bit. But like I said, got better as the game went on. Let me make sure I'm very clear on that. I think if you look at, obviously Wilson, I think, ran for 60 or 58 yards, and Jacobs was like 68. Like, yeah, I think the average for Jacobs is like 3.8 or 3.9, and everyone wants to see that average and numbers and all that better, and as do I. But I think there's there's reason for me to like feel really good about that performance. And there were some TFLs and there were some blown up plays, but you can. I never look at it as like a whole like we should have had more, or like this constitutes as a bad running day because our stud guy didn't go for over 85 or 95 yards. Like, I don't look at it as, I mean, this was a combined effort. This was a group effort. I mean, we saw receivers getting the ball. Wilson had a nice day. I thought Jacobs had a good day, and I thought there was good movement up front. There's always going to be some busted plays. Like, that's always going to happen. And even if you have a really great day running, like I think the Packers did, you're going to have some runs that aren't great. And obviously with Myers getting hurt, Jason, I don't know if you know anything more about that. Is he going to be back? Is he not going to be back?
I think he went back
do you know anything?
Stinger. He got a stinger, but he went back in. I think he was on the field goal unit, so he did go back in. I don't know how, but he did.
I thought I watched it. I mean, maybe I was looking at it, but because I think it was for at least a series or two. Yep. It was Sean Ryan at left guard, Elton at center, Morgan at right guard, and maybe Correct. I wasn't paying attention.
No, you're right. He went out. I don't know if he went back in on offense, but I think he went in just for the field goal.
Nothing you want to do than play field goal protection with a stinger.
Yeah, I don't know if he.
Feels great.
I'm guessing he couldn't. I'm just guessing, but I'm guessing he couldn't snap the ball. Right?
Okay.
If you get a stinger,
that makes sense. All right.
Might have had a stinger down the right arm. Yeah, that could be. So like, it will be interesting I hope, because I think Myers has been playing good. Like, I think he's had a couple games that weren't great, and that's okay. Like, hey, it is what it is. But like, I think as the season's gone on, and it's a very young season still, I think he's gotten better and he's played better. And it looks like, especially when Jordan Love was out, he took a lot of responsibility on it, and that's really on the center to when you have a backup QB in and it's a new offense for him. There's a lot on the center that he has to get right with identifications and adjusting things and getting the QB on the same page as everyone else. So I think he's done a nice job up to this point, and I hope, especially against the big game against the Texans, that he's healthy enough to play, not just play, but play a full game because he's needed. And I'm not saying that it's bad that Elton's playing center and Ryan at left guard, but like, you want your normal starting five in. And it did shock me a little bit, and maybe, Jason, you can ask about this a little bit more. It did shock me that they were rotating Sean Ryan out to start. Like, right? Like,
second series,
I didn't
think.
That yeah, like, I didn't understand that move because I think Sean Ryan's been playing really good.
Yeah, they don't care, Brian.
So,
they don't care that he's been playing that well. So I did ask Steno about that actually on Thursday, about what the plan was, because Sean Ryan has played like he deserves to be the full-time, every snap starter at that position. Agreed?
He's played good football.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I agree.
I agree.
And Steno said right away, yeah, but this kid's too talented. We need to get him out there. He's not going to get any better by not playing. So as soon as he's ready, he's going to go back to rotating. And that was already on Sunday. So I guess that was going to actually be my question for, well, guard talk, I guess, technically here, is that the fact that even though a guy, talk about someone who might have a reason to complain and not show up for work, even though a guy is playing at a high enough level to be the full-time starter and he's still not getting to be the full-time starter, what does that tell you about the coaching staff's mentality about Jordan Morgan, that they're doing that anyway?
Well, to me, it means they really like Jordan Morgan, right? They think very highly of him, and they think that he is a guy. I mean, like they want him to be the true starter. I mean, is literally what it says to me. Like, I mean, that's what it appears to be, and based on Steno's answer, and Steno's, I mean, from my experience with him, he's really honest and he's dead to the point, and he doesn't really beat around the bush, and that's what it sounds like the answer he gave you. That the staff wants him to be the guy. And listen, that sucks for Sean Ryan. Like, I'm just being honest with you. Like, that sucks. Like, you go out there as a player, you play at a high level, you play well, and you're going to be rotated at the end of the day when the guy that they really like gets back. And I'm not saying that they're playing favorites, but at the end of the day, like, you see what's happening, and you can't help but feel bad.
You're kind of saying
Sean
they're
Ryan.
playing favorites, right? Isn't that kind of what you're saying?
I mean, like, it's hard unless they come out and say to Jason, like, we want this guy to be the starter. Like, I can't say that they're playing favorites, but it just shows that
feels like it. Yeah.
No matter what Sean Ryan does, and he's been playing good, he's going to be rotated, and that's a tough spot.
Frustrating
for him to be it. Yeah, as a player, like, I don't know how I would have reacted to that.
Not
like,
good.
I would have felt
not good.
Yeah, I just mean from like a standpoint of practicing and putting all the effort in to perform at a high level, but then know, hey, you're getting rotated out, bud. Like, and that's tough.
So, Blue, quick question for you: what would be worse, that where you're practicing and you're playing, or being Cliffy's backup, where you take every practice rep all week and then don't play at all on Sunday?
Listen, I did that for a little bit.
I know.
Like,
what's better?
I mean, I would say what I did as a rookie and take Cliff's reps, because I already knew I wasn't getting in the game. Like that was very clear to me that, like, I'm not taking any game reps with Cliffy or you being healthy. Like, so I know I'm not getting in the game, but I'll take his, like, I understand what the situation was. I can't imagine the situation with Sean Ryan, because, like, hey, I would love to see the snap breakdown in practice, like who's taking majority of the reps, who isn't. That would be fascinating stuff to see and kind of see how that dynamic's playing out. And then obviously in the offensive line room, like, I continue to say it, and I said it last year when they were doing the rotating, who this impacts the most is the center and the right tackle. Luckily, we have a right tackle that's a very good football player. Like, he's a stud. And we have a center who's a veteran center that can adjust to these things. But it does impact the way both guys play, because there were a couple times in this game where it looked like they were a combo block between the center and the right guard, and this was early on with Jordan Morgan, that he cut loose the shade, and Josh Myers was expecting more help, and it blew up a play. Like, those are the things that happen when these rotation deals go through, that guys aren't on the same page, the communication isn't there, and that's what happened.
Yeah, and Brian, that's what I was kind of there were a few of those plays, I love the fact LaFleur's stuck with the run. I love the production, but there are some things to clean up. So, Blue, last one for me. Let's say Sean Ryan calls you up, and he's like, Blue, man, I am so frustrated. I'm playing my tail off. I'm doing everything, and I'm still getting rotated. What's the advice you're giving him?
I mean, I would tell him to continue to do what he's doing, because he's making a case for himself to always be on the field, right? The minute he doesn't get any snaps, right? Like the time where they go to Jordan Morgan full time is where he as a player then has to go and speak with, obviously, Buckus. Start with your O-line coach first, right? Like, you go speak to him and ask him what's going on, what did I do, and get that explanation. And then, he may be brutally honest and tell you what the situation is, or he may, because he's got to keep the peace in the O-line room like that. I mean, position coaches, their main thing is to keep the peace in the room and keep this group together, keep it functioning, keep it cohesive. The next step would be going to talk to Coach LaFleur and seeing, hey, man, like, what happened? What did I do wrong? What can I improve on? And go from there, because there's no really, like, I would never say be a guy in the O-line room that doesn't,
can't make it about you.
In a good headspace.
It's tough. You can't be about you. Yeah, it's got to be about the collective, and that's a hard thing sometimes.
Yeah.
All right,
and you got to keep it about the room. And my advice would be just keep doing what you're. That would be my suggestion, was continue to do what you're doing. And as long as you're getting reps, you're doing something right. The minute the reps get taken away on game day, then there's things to have discussions with. And those are discussions that I've never had to have in my career, thankfully. And I've never seen any guys in our room have that conversation, because it was very clear in my time there who the 5 were, right? Like, it was always very clear. There was no gray area. It was, these are the 5 guys. Even when Steno and LaFleur came in, the 5 guys were clear. And this is a situation the last 2 years now that I've never seen. So this is out of my league from a dynamic standpoint. We'll just put it that way.
All right, did you want to do your Penei Sewell Admiration Society?
It's 10:20, so I want to be respectful of Brian's time. So we'll hit up on Penei Sewell and Zach Tom and the comparisons, because Penei Sewell is the best of the best at right tackle in my opinion, but Zach Tom is knocking right there.
All right, Brian.
I agree with you. Like, I agree with you. Like, I think Zach Tom is a tremendous football player. Like, he really is.
He's really good.
But I'll tell you what, the guy. I don't want to butcher his last name because I always do when I say it. But 58 from the Lions is a good football player now. He's in a different category right now. And you know what? Like, Zach Tom doesn't have to be him right now. Like, he has to be himself. But like, the old boy from Detroit's playing on a different planet.
That hook and ladder was something else. If I'm Detroit, I ain't messing with him, because if he gets a knee clipped when he's trying to score a tutter in a 40-point game, you're going to be kicking yourself. But really impressive, and I love the fact Zach Tom is right there.
Brian, we appreciate you, buddy. Thanks.
All right, guys, take it easy.
That is the great Bryan Bulaga.
I wish we went to talk robots in the beginning. I felt like we wasted a couple minutes with robot talk.
You
Brian.
don't say.
No, I do. And I'll take the blame on that one.
It's awfully big of you. Tell us about American Family Insurance while you're
we're getting
delivering
to be
your
close.
mea culpa.
We're about a week out. Packer fans looking for the ultimate game day experience? Well, American Family Insurance, they have you covered. Picture this. Hit your very own VIP tailgate party and then cheer on your Packers from jaw-dropping seats. Enter the Dream Weekend Sweepstakes to win amazing game tickets, a private tailgate, exclusive Jordan Love merch, and much, much more. That sounds incredible? Well, don't miss out. Visit amfam.com/Packers to enter. You have until 11:59 p.m. Central Standard Time, not Mountain, not Eastern, Central, on October 21st. You don't have to do anything else. Just go to amfam.com/Packers to enter. Dream fearlessly, insure carefully.
More next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Sweetest Day is coming up, and ESPN Milwaukee wants to make sure you're equipped to make someone special in your life extra happy with the Welke Sweetest Day giveaway. From now through October 17th, head to WelkeSweetestDay.com to register for your chance to win a Sweetest Day prize pack, a bouquet of flowers from Welke's Milwaukee Florist, a $100 Pfister gift card, and a one-night stay at the Pfister. All of that could be yours to share with the sweetest one. For full contest details, that's WelkeSweetestDay.com.
Hello, I'm Dan Fields. At Fields, we have a great selection of Range Rovers, Defenders, and Discoveries. Every model in stock, priced right, and ready for delivery. Stop by or visit online.
Plus, you'll become a member of the Fields Amenities Program with complimentary loaners, car washes, and gourmet coffee service, all at no charge. Integrity and customer satisfaction will always be the force that drives our business. To put it simply, Fields matters because you matter. At Land Rover Waukesha. Go to LandRoverWaukesha.com.
It's a bully that will not let up until you do something about it. And the worst part is that the bullying happens when you're at your most vulnerable. You might as well have your hands tied behind your back while that bully puts one hand over your mouth and pinches your nose with the other. He'll let up, let you catch your breath, and then he'll do it again. Sleep apnea is a bully. Not long ago, we heard our friend John tell you about how his bully was stopping his breathing in his sleep over 145 times an hour. Think about what that can do to your body's organs. It's no wonder that the snowball effects of long-term obstructive sleep apnea are heart disease, stroke, even depression and anxiety. But this problem is solvable, and we have solutions, and you'll be surprised at how simple they are.
To date, Advent has solved over 40,000 breathing triangle problems. It's time to put that bully in his place. Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows. When you breathe well, you live better.
AdventKnows.com.
Results may vary.
The 23rd annual A Novel event is coming. Sharp Literacy's yearly fundraiser will happen on October 30th from 5 to 8 p.m. at the Pfister Hotel. The program will feature a presentation with Code Baby CEO Nori Daroga and elementary students, dinner and a voice auction. Funds raised at A Novel event will support the delivery of Sharp STEAM-based education programs to thousands of K-3 through 5th graders and educators across the Milwaukee, Waukesha, and Racine areas. Find tickets to October 30th's A Novel event at sharpliteracy.org.
Luther Gray is Director of Ticket Operations and Group Sales at the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra. Luther, tell us about the orchestra's mission.
We provide over 135 shows a year, classical concerts, pop concerts, family and educational concerts, and also we do many performances throughout the state as well.
And James Imaging Systems provides their expertise to support the symphony.
Yes, James Imaging is there. It makes it so much easier for us, and they help keep us on schedule.
Luther, it seems that with captivating audiences with acclaimed musical performances, many would like an opportunity to get involved.
That is correct. Attending the concerts is great, giving is great, but the volunteerism is wonderful as well. We need all of that to be a successful, thriving orchestra.
What's the first step people can take to ensure that long-term success?
They can go to our website at mso.org, O-R-G.
That's mso.org. James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
Join the roar of 18,000 Bucks fans at Fiserv Forum and be a part of the slam dunks, game-changing plays, and electrifying victories live. Witness the edge-of-your-seat action and unforgettable moments as they happen. You don't want to miss this. Grab your calendar, handpick your favorite matchups, and secure your seats for Dame time in Milwaukee and every incredible moment that comes next at bucks.com/tickets. That's bucks.com/tickets.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
I'm just gonna shake, 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 shake. Shake it off, shake it off. Heartbreaker's gonna break, 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 break. And the baker's gonna bake, 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 baby. I'm just gonna shake, 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 shake.
The Packers announced that the kicker swap is official. Brandon McManus is your new kicker. We'll see what Goody has to say if he speaks a little bit later this morning.
He's not going to speak, is he?
Maybe. I don't know. I just know that the Packers have a new kicker, and we'll find out if this is an upgrade. We spent a lot of airtime discussing
robots.
Well, and Braden Narveson. And I don't know. I don't know if he ever straightens things out and he becomes an NFL full-time kicker or not, right? There's been plenty of guys
Needs to change his number. Tough to take a kicker seriously at 44.
My question that we
feel like he's going to put his hand in the dirt and get physical. That's what when I think of 44.
Fullback. I think of fullback.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Matt Snyder.
James Starks?
Yeah, we went through this. We tried to do a 44. Oh, I almost had a perfect Dynasty Daddy last night. And you know where I screwed up? Super Bowl winner that played for the Titans and the Packers.
Craig
they do this. I think it's a 9-square deal, kind of like Sudoku. And Max and I got all of them, and then we're sitting there, and I'm like, Craig Hentrick, let's go. And then there's a little caveat. Since 1999. So we've been doing this for a couple of weeks. And obviously Hentrick won his Super Bowl with the G&G. And
sure.
So we didn't get that. And I'm sitting there, L'Jarius Sneed is sitting there right in my face. He was a Titan. This was only a Titan that had won a Super Bowl, not the Packer-Titan combo. I just want to make sure I clarify that.
Now I'm really confused.
It's such a fun game.
A robot totally could have done it, though. I'm glad you said that it's like Sudoku, because that actually...
It gave you a picture.
At least gives us a much better idea of what the hell you were talking about.
Packers Titans up in the corner. One corner, and you have to get one that played for both. And then the Giants would be next underneath, and then it's a giant Packer. And then there's one little caveat. One of them was played with DavanteAdams. So then you're thinking, all right, it's a Raider, it's a Packer, okay. And then they play for the Titans. It's a fun little, it really gets your mind working.
We're going to find a way to try and do this on a Digi only once a week. It's a fun
little deal, but Craig Hentrich, who Ron Wolf said was one of the biggest mistakes he made by not keeping him.
Yeah, true. Will the Packers feel in any way the same way about Anders Carlson someday?
Yes.
I think so, too. I think that if they'd have been a little more patient, he would have eventually gotten his act together just like his brother
Would it have
did.
been this year? Because if he's...
Yeah, that's a fair question back.
And we don't know because in the preseason he did get opportunities. But I just wonder, Ron Wolf, obviously, I don't know from a GM, Ron Wolf is a Hall of Famer. But he admitted one of his big mistakes was not keeping the punter. You just wonder if Goody is sitting there right now. And Goody's tenure has not won the championship. He's not gotten to a Super Bowl, but he's built championship caliber rosters. And I think this roster has a chance to be one of the best. It's not there yet. It's not in that 2014 category. But it's trending that way if his players continue to develop. And he also has a hole in his special teams resume. Not that Ron did. I don't even know who punted in the second Super Bowl. Who was the punter?
In 97?
Yeah.
Ooh, good question.
Thanks.
I'll have
Don
to
Bracken?
No, that was before.
I
Bucky
loved
Scribner.
old lefty. Don
Gus.
Bracken.
It was Gus, yes. Well done, Jesse. Dynamite drop in. All right,
Gus
we need
was
to get
a place
to Homer.
kicker, not a punter. So
yes, we've covered that. More than we needed to, also more than we needed to with robots. We need to get to Uncle Homer, who's neither a donkey nor a robot. He will join us next. Want to remind you that I will be and Jesse will be at the Associated Bank Titletown branch on Friday. That's like the day after tomorrow. Up here in Green Bay, we'll be doing the show. We'll have all kinds of fun little things going on at Titletown. You can come in, make the switch to Associated Bank, find out more about Packers checking, find out more about early pay, find out more about the great customer service and all the J.D. Power Awards they've won for it. If you come visit us, again, that is Friday, this Friday, like the day after tomorrow, at the Titletown branch of Associated Bank in Green Bay.
How far do you think I could kick a field goal from?
They've got the goalpost there.
How far do you think I could make one from?
I think you can make
yards.
a 19-yarder.
I think you make a 25-yarder.
19, 20. I'm going to try it. I'm going to see how far I can kick a field goal from on Friday.
We're always looking for great digital.
And the great news is there's a lot of good
content.
healthcare providers that we're looking for a partnership too. This could work out really well for everybody. So go ahead. I think
because you're predicting that he will need health care after he gets
pull
done.
A hammy. Yeah, because then he's going to try to run the 40, which, by the way, I also recommend you doing. They have a 40-yard dash time. Matter of fact, one of the Academy members, I'll keep their names out of it, yanked his hammy up for when the Packer Hall of Fame deal was. He was running, trying to show off, and he yanked a hammy.
Oh, Patrick, come on now.
Maybe.
Uncle Homer joins us next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is
Wilde and Tausch is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
The kick is up and wide left.
Why don't they customize the goalposts? Make them wider.
Gina Della from Pella? How'd you get into the booth?
And why just yellow? Add some green stripes.
Sure, Gina. Should they also remove the G at midfield and paint a Pella crest?
Okay, Wayne, you can't customize a football game to go the way you want, but Pella can customize your home the way you want.
Right now, get 0% interest for up to 36 months. Visit PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. It's 10/31/2024.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that a lot of life's firsts are better with help from American Family Insurance. Like your first home expansion or your first big lightning strike. There's a first for everything. Get the right home policy at the right price with the right help from American Family's agents.
Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tausch here for my friends at Kohler Services. If you need a bath or shower remodel, turn to Kohler Services. Family owned for 150 years, Kohler is your Wisconsin manufacturer providing care for life. And this month only, get 0 interest for 12 months and a free shower door with your Lugstone shower remodel. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote with fast professional installation always included. That's KohlerServicesWI.com.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau. This is your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Tri-City National Bank, your hometown bank. Tri-City National Bank offers a full suite of personal and business banking products at 28 convenient locations. Open your account today at the community bank that was voted Milwaukee's best bank. Learn more at tcnb.com.
Braden Narveson has struggled through his first 6 games in a Packers uniform. The rookie kicker has made only 12 of 17 field goals this season. Another 25 NFL kickers with at least 10 attempts. Only Narveson has missed more than 3 kicks. Would head coach Matt LaFleur consider promoting Alex Hale from the practice squad to take over kicking duties this week?
Potentially.
If Hale isn't brought up, what would the breaking point be before LaFleur moves on from Narveson?
Yeah, we'll see. We'll take it day by day.
The Packers back on the practice field today as they get ready to welcome the 5-1 Houston Texans to Lambeau Field on Sunday. Kickoff is at noon.
This has been your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Tri-City National Bank.
Think owning a home is just a dream? No dream at Tri-City is too extreme. Talk to us and we'll show you how that dream you're dreaming can be reality now. Tri-City National Bank, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 433891.
A fall football Sunday in Green Bay. It just doesn't get much better. And Ticket King is the place to get you there this Sunday to see the green and gold. With offices in Milwaukee and Green Bay, Ticket King is your local and most trusted source to buy Green Bay tickets. Experience a fall football in Green Bay by visiting theticketking.com or call 414-273-6007. Follow Ticket King on Facebook and Instagram. Find tickets for Sunday's big matchup with Houston at theticketking.com.
When it comes to accurate, reliable election information for Wisconsin voters, visit the official site. It's myvote.wi.gov. It's the big cheese, you could say. It's your one-stop source for official Wisconsin election information. Find your polling place, see your sample ballot, make sure your registration is up to date, and more at myvote.wi.gov. Sponsored by Wisconsin Elections Commission, aired by Wisconsin Broadcasters Association and this station.
If only life had a remote control, you could pause or rewind. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute risk test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
Wilde and Tausch is presented by Tito's Handmade Vodka, America's original craft vodka produced in Austin, Texas, and naturally gluten-free. Tito's Handmade Vodka.
Whatever you do, make sure you do it right.
You hear him every weekday.
Whatever you do,
I joined him 3 of those 5 days on the Homer Hour with Steve the Homer True, with John Anderson, with Bryan Bulaga. I think Demovsky's on once a week. Gary Ellerson, a cast of characters. You also hear him as the voice of Marquette Men's Basketball Radio Network, which basketball's right around the corner. And, of course, you see him on God Talk with Homer and Pip. It is Steve the Homer True. Homer, good morning. How are you?
I'm fine. I need to work on Tausch. He's overselling the Ron Wolf Hentrick thing. I addressed that with Ron Wolf, just a punter. And he said that presenting it this way is overselling it, but I can't actually remember what he said, so I will look that up. Ron Wolf had just written a book with Mike Ballman. It was one of the first questions. Come on, like all the things you did, they say that the biggest mistake you ever was a free agent of Hentrick. Come on. And he explained it as that wasn't an accurate presentation. He did regret it, but I'll give you the specifics, but I'm just trying to help Tausch out so he doesn't use that anymore if he believes.
That's nice of you.
That's what he said. I can only go off of his own words. Homer.
Well, those words were not accurate, and he cleared them up with me, and I'll give you the specifics. But you can run with it for another week if you'd like.
Well, I don't need to run with it another week. I mentioned Craig Hentrick because his being brought into it. Obviously, we've been talking kicking and Goody and having this kind of hole in the roster now for a little bit, and the fact that Craig Hentrick cost me my dynasty daddy last night, and the fact Ron Wolf said it. That's why I brought it up. Otherwise, I would not have brought up Craig Hentrick.
Okay. Fine. Okay. I did the best I could, Jason.
Yeah, we know. Good effort.
So, by the way, he's the kicker, and yes, you guys nailed it perfectly. This tells you how good they think the team is, because there are no issues, but there's still an issue with this kicker. But he's really good, and Goody did what he needed to do. Even though some people will not be happy, and there'll be more about it. The ladies have filed another suit. With their using their names, and so I don't know where that's going to go, but it's not, that part of it is not necessarily over either.
So is he good? I mean, his career percentage is 81.4%. That's you said it yourself. Kicking in 2024, 80% is like the bottom of your expectations for a kicker. There's a bunch of guys that kick at 90+%.
Yeah, no, he's good. And Tausch said it best. Goody can sleep. He can miss his first 2 kicks, and he's still going to be the kicker. I tweeted that, and I'm certain he's the guy. They're going to go with him, and they believe in him, and there's enough evidence to support it, and so everybody can move on.
So the last kicker they'll have this season is Brandon McManus.
Yeah, I agree with Homer on that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this is over.
Hope you're right.
All right, so Homer, the big game coming up, because I'm going to be honest with you. You have taught me that the kicking and punting is whatever, even though I disagree with you on kicking. I don't want to talk about the kicking. Let's see if this kid can go out and make some kicks. He's a kid. He's 33. But let's see. Let's see. I like the fact, hey, you can't stand pat. Let's move forward. Is this how do you look at Sunday's game? First off, it should be flex. That's my first opinion of it.
They can't flex yet. You may want them to flex earlier.
You could flex it to 425. You could move it.
Can you?
I think so. They're moving a game next week, I think.
I know, but I think that's when it starts. But I'm not sure.
All right, get rid of the flex rule. Okay, get rid.
I'll join that club.
All right, good.
You
I'm
be
glad.
able to
Come
flex
on in.
whenever you want from the first week.
Yes, after week 1, flex away. If there's an injury, flex away.
Right.
I'm totally on board with the Flex City USA.
Yeah. Good idea.
What kind of benchmark are you looking at here as far as when we talk about this Sunday afternoon instead of Sunday night, which I'm happy about, and this game goes one way or the other, how much weight are you putting into this game against a really good Texans team?
Not much. Some, but not much. The
I
Packers
put that
are
as the promo for Green Bay game night. That's perfect.
Correct. The Packers are a good team. If they get killed in this game, I'll still believe they're a pretty good team unless something changes. But it'll tell us a little bit more. But this is a team, and Goody just showed us, this is a team that's a player. And so it's all going to depend on how they do come late in the year. But they've got players. I want to start a new category. So my answer is, because I believe in this team, we no longer have to worry about Jordan Love. He's healthy.
Yep.
So they lose 30-0.
That would be bad.
I'd go, all right. I still believe in this team. They're still a player.
Okay.
So, it doesn't.
I agree with Homer, by the way.
They don't need to win to prove to me what level they're at.
Yeah, I think this, not that this is a nothing burger, and I do think it's interesting to always kind of stand up and see where you're at.
Yeah.
But because has Green Bay played a clunker yet? They played a clunker of a half against Minnesota, but there are underlying circumstances within that I give it a pass. You're going to have clunkers throughout the season. We always do.
So you're telling me if they get shut out at home by the Texans,
I still don't think. I still believe that this team is a Super Bowl contender. Yes, even if they get blown out. Yep. Now I don't anticipate that happening. I don't think that will happen.
I don't think it'll happen either. But you're telling me that if they finally play a really, really good team and they play that poorly, that's not going to give you any sort of pause at all?
I might pause, but I'm not going to freak out. I might pause.
Yeah, I'm not rooting for that to happen, but I'm sorry, I don't believe you.
Well, I don't really care. You don't have to believe
I believe
me.
Tausch.
It's the truth.
And I don't
really
talk.
care.
I
Good
don't
comeback.
need to talk because Tausch has nailed it perfectly. However, I do want to start my new category. My new category is now Pro Football Hall of Fame. Players on the Packers that I believe are closest, to making the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Zach Tom is number one on that list. He's not going to be in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. I'm not putting him there, but he'll be a finalist. That's how good he is and can be.
Interesting.
And so now I don't know who else to have, but Jason accuses me of trying to do things too early, and I don't want to disappoint him because I love this. Like Zach Tom is that good. You know why they are platooning at right guard?
Why?
There's only one reason.
Why?
Because they can.
They think Jordan
with Zach
Morgan
Tom.
can be in the Hall of Fame?
No, because they can because Zach Tom is that good. As two linemen just said, it's stupid. You need to develop the group. No, when you have someone that good as Zach Tom, you can screw around with the right guard position for whatever they want. By the way, the guy they're platooning with, if I'm his agent, dude, just keep playing your best when your contract's up. Get the hell out of there. They don't want to start you. That's fine.
You take a little wear and tear off of them too. Man, maybe we're looking at that from the wrong perspective. So you have, of all the players right now on the Green Bay Packers roster, you would bet the most that Zach Tom's a Hall of Famer.
The closest to it, yes. I'm not putting him in yet. He's a finalist for sure.
Boy,
but yes, I have him at the top of the list.
I think I'd go Xavier McKinney if I had to put money on it right now.
All right.
That might be where I go.
You could put it, man. You know, that's a good choice.
Elton Jenkins Elton Jenkins before his knee injury was trajectorizing that way. I don't know if he's gotten the All-Pro nods and the Pro Bowl nods that you need because all the other stuff nobody really cares. Mm-hmm. They look at All-Pros and the best. Even though I would argue Elton has probably done more at different positions than almost anybody, and he's done it well.
Right.
Zach Tom and Xavier McKinney would be good starting points as far as where I'd look.
I would really like, Jason, if you would, when you talk to the offensive line coach, say, we have an old man who says one of the reasons, he says the biggest reason that you're alternating at right guard is because you have Zach Tom at right tackle. Is he accurate or close to accurate?
I don't think that's a great question.
I'm not sure I'll ask it that
could be
way. I want to get the Hall
one of those
Fame
like side pieces. You go a little side piece action with him.
I would ask Steno, because Steno is very blunt. If you had a lesser right tackle than the stud you have there in Zach Tom, would you still be able to rotate the way you are?
Perfect.
How about that?
That's pretty well worded. I still don't know if that's the narrative that you're looking for, but maybe. I don't know what what's your Sunday story this week? That usually tells me what you're going to ask.
The plan is for a story on Evan Williams and
Micah Hyde.
I'm texting Micah Hyde here during the show.
Also, that means Micah might be joining us tomorrow. That'd be great.
I was hoping that we could get him on, but I can't guarantee that.
Okay.
I'd love Christian Watson.
Yeah, I am. I Christian Watson with this whole Romeo scenario, and I don't want Homer to go down the Romeo scenario. You can do that on Homer Hour.
I'm doing it also because of how wide open he was on that touchdown pass.
My point is, and I know we've talked about this, Christian Watson throughout this has probably elevated himself, even though in my book, his speed and what he did his rookie season, comparing it with Randy Moss being in his category as a rookie from a touchdown standpoint, his speed, what he's done the last 10 days, 15 days, whatever it's been, and how he's taken on leadership and showed himself, I couldn't be more impressed with what Christian Watson's done.
I don't need to come on.
He deserves a Sunday article. He deserves it.
Yeah, you'll get no argument here. But that'll be my fallback if Micah can't join us.
Sad. We're going to start putting things and put them in the sad category. Sunday article deserving. And we're going to say that's a sad that.
No,
I like that too.
I don't like that at all.
Thanks. Well, then bring something different. Don't be one of these naysayers where it's, I don't like it. Well, what's better?
I just don't think if the acronym spells out sad, I would like to.
Yeah, I'm fine.
I would like to come up with something that's not sad.
I don't like poo-poo with no juju. Like, if you're going to do it, give me something. Don't just poo-poo. Everybody can poo-poo.
I've had 5 seconds since you said it.
I didn't say it's fair. I didn't say it was fair.
You guys are good. You guys should have a show. By the way, I need your help.
Yes, you
we're
do.
here for you.
All right. Well, I got to do an interview with John Kuhn in about 5 minutes. That's why I got to leave. Is there a question to ask him that you'd like answered?
No.
All right.
I don't know.
Well, I'm here because of this organization, Life Camp USA, and they have a hunting day where they shoot, trap, and all this other stuff. And I know they've done Tausch for you. Doesn't your family hunt, shoot and hunt and stuff like that?
Well, I text you. You send me this email a day before to come down.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at it like, what? Then I text you on the side rather than reply all, and I say,
I missed the text.
I said, what's the deal with this? Because I would have loved to have come down. I like going out pheasant hunting and doing some things.
What's the deal with this?
And I get no response. He sends it to me a day before.
Right, because that's when I got it. No,
I
I'm
understand.
going to apologize. I don't know how I missed your text.
Okay.
I blew it. It's on me, but this is just 1 year of many. Just people need to look up Life Camp USA. It's just incredible.
Hey, get me the info for next year.
Yeah,
tell your friends that I'd be more than happy. I'd love to be a part of it because it's a cool deal.
So it's going on all day today. I'm in Milford right now, so they would love you at any time today if you actually had
Great
time.
elk chili there.
What?
Yeah. Great elk chili. You can do different chilies with different meats. Elk chili, fantastic elk chili there.
All right, now I do have a question to Jason because Jason is a heart. Okay.
Is a what?
Because Jason has a heart? Is that what you said?
He cares about people so much, sometimes too much. But in terms of if this is appropriate,
fair.
I believe that John Kuhn got to play 2 rounds of golf at Augusta, the Masters, because of me.
It's true.
So is it appropriate for me to then say, I think I get 2 tickets to every Packer home game the rest of my life? What is that being pushy? Do I just let it go?
Great question. That's your question for him. Not every game.
No. Should I ask him? Is it rude to even ask him?
Is it in a public forum or is this in a?
Yes.
This is
public forum. I'm going to speak in front of this great group of people. That are the Hunt for Life Foundation. Camp USA.
I think you're being greedy, but I think you should get 2 tickets every season, not every game.
Oh,
I think
should I
that's
bring
fair.
it up or do it privately?
I think you bring it up.
Okay,
Publicly.
Jason.
Yeah.
Because Tausch has an edge that we all love, but I'm going to defer to Jason as to whether I should bring it up.
So to what degree have you been thanked for getting that set up? Because I know AaronRodgers went.
I
sent Homer
I don't think Kuhn knows.
Homer, I sent you a great note after that all worked out.
Yes, you did. I didn't even mention that you were a part of it. I didn't want to bring you into it. I'm just saying I don't know that Kuhn knows this. He might not.
I think you should bring it up.
I totally agree.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
All right, go have a fun day, Homer. Go. Are you gonna take some pheasant?
His name, the person in charge is Mark Newman. By the way, you can learn his. He has been featured on My Faith with Homer and Pip. So if you want to know his spiritual resume, Mark Newman.
Hey,
he
Homer,
started this thing, and it's unbelievable.
Homer, I love this. This is going to be.
I'm going to give him your number, okay, so he can call you.
That's fine. You can do that. Homer, I want you to, because I'm going to skip out early on Friday. Can you call in and do my Feel Good Friday? Because this is a great cause that Homer's doing. Will you do my Feel Good Friday? Because I have to head out early to get down to Northwestern. Can you call in Friday and be my Feel Good Friday and use this?
Yep.
Perfect. Thank you, Homer.
Bye.
There you go. I was going to ask you guys if I could bounce out early on Friday, and I just kind of handled it. So,
how did that end with you dipping out a Friday show early with you booking
I'll take
a guest
some heat
at the
from
end
Jason.
of that?
I ain't taking any heat from you on that. Okay? All right, Pumpkin?
Oh, Pumpkin is back.
He went
It's been
Pumpkin.
a while.
Oh, boy.
How have we not done a spooky or fluky with Halloween
It's coming next
or a
week.
Pumpkin or nuttin' or something? I don't know.
Jason's favorite thing about Wisconsin is the pumpkin patches.
I do like the pumpkin
I forgot
patch.
about that.
That's one of our favorite things to do
loves
as a
him some
family.
pumpkins.
I do indeed. All right. You want to just tell us about Johnson & Sons Paving here?
Sure, Pumpkin. I'll definitely do that, Pumpkin. Get ready for spring and do it now. Call Johnson & Sons Paving to make sure no pavement hazards get worse over the winter. Potholes and cracked curbs and drainage issues. Well, if things are bad now, call Johnson & Sons Paving to get it fixed today. Schedule a free, no-obligation quote and get a walkthrough of your pavement. They'll be able to see signs of asphalt pavement work that needs to be done by spotting those fatigue cracks, standing water, warping, buckling, sinking pavement, or more. Don't scare away your customers or tenants with bad curb appeal. Book now, save money later. JohnsonSonsPaving.com.
More next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance. The best source for every piece of NFL news you need to know.
That's the idea of a deal. Each side gets wins, right? They have Jordan Love under contract for the next 5 years.
ESPN NFL insider Adam Schefter is on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy every Wednesday morning at 7:30. Sponsored by Island Resort and Casino.
I think Packers fans would sign up for 12-5 today, and maybe they will be.
Right here on 94.5 ESPN, and also streaming live on the Wisconsin On Demand app and at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's original craft vodka. In 1995, Tito Beveridge built his very own distillery and put his life savings into it. Since then, he's won the unanimous Judge's Choice Double Gold Medal at the World Spirits Competition, the Chairman's Trophy for World's Best Vodka Tonic, and many others. Tito's Handmade Vodka is still made on the same land where he started it, all in Austin, Texas. Distilled from corn and gluten-free. Visit us at Tito'sVodka.com for recipes, videos, and more. Distilled and bottled in Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof. Crafted to be savored responsibly.
It takes a team to meet just about any goal, and that's as true on the football field as it is in the office. So it's good to know that you have the Gordon Flesch Company on your side. For more than 60 years, GFC has provided cutting-edge office technology for companies of all sizes, and as the nation's largest Canon dealer, GFC delivers the latest office technology, serviced, and is supported by the most experienced professionals in the industry. That's business technology managed. Visit gflesh.com to learn more.
All you have is one chance after an accident, one decision on who to call, one shot to get the help you need. Don't waste it on the one offer you get from your insurance company. Make the one call to Gruber Law Offices. It's the only one you'll need to make. Call us today. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
This time of year can be really tough on a number of areas in your home. If you're struggling with any electrical issues, the superheroes at Current Electric are ready to help you. Chuck Smith is a Brookfield Central grad who started Current Electric over 40 years ago. His mission was to serve our community with integrity and quality. Whether it's as small as a switch repair or as large as rewiring your entire home, to a generator to keep your lights on, or even interest in solar energy, call on the superheroes from Current Electric. Go to callcurrent.com. That's callcurrent.com.
It's time for the Milwaukee Basketball Report on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Experience elite orthopedic care at OAW. Their skilled teams in Pewaukee, Brookfield, and Mukwonago offer tailored treatment for your needs.
Behind 24 points in 23 minutes for Giannis Antetokounmpo, the Bucks beat the Bulls 111-107 in their first preseason game of the season. 11 players coming off the bench for Doc Rivers' squad, including A.J. Green, who's trying to enforce his way into the lineup.
Johnson the other way, flicks the pass over left wing, catch and shoot three, bullseye. A.J. Green stepped into that one, and it was a no-doubter.
More from Doc Rivers after the win.
Then the game starts, and the guy next to you may call you a name or something. All of a sudden, you forget all that. It becomes competition.
Bucks wrap up their preseason schedule on Thursday night in Dallas against the Mavericks.
This has been the Milwaukee Basketball Report on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Book your appointment today at orthowisconsin.com.
The pulse of the Milwaukee Bucks, straight from a Bucks legend.
Can't get it off. Marcus Johnson will, though. Can't leave him alone for a 12.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson on Bucks Plus. Marcus and his son Chris offer a weekly beat on Bucks basketball. Get your questions answered and hear from the biggest names in basketball. Find Here District with Marcus Johnson at bucks.com/plus on the Bucks app or wherever you get your podcasts.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Thanks to Homer and to, of course, Bryan Bulaga, who we always enjoy both of their sharing our time. Tausch, you were watching Get Up again, and you've got something you want to get to. We'll kick that off in the 11 o'clock hour. Before we get to the 11 o'clock hour, why don't you tell us a little bit about what you've got going on with Fortrea? And do they have one for recently skinny people who have a low BMI like Jesse?
I think they do, yeah. The beautiful part, and I've been talking for years now about this, when you want to get a little extra spending cash, Fortrea's got all kinds of studies. We focus on some heavier setness. Doesn't mean they're all for heavy set folks. Jesse, now that you're sleek, head over to Fortrea Clinical Trials. Find the study that fits what you're looking for. And right now, women currently breastfeeding, ages 18 to 45, BMI of 18 to 35. Study involves 1 stay, 5 nights, 5 follow-ups, and 1 phoner. Compensation is $10,125 for your time and participation. I have another study, healthy adults ages 18 to 60, body mass index 18 to 32. This study, 1 stay, 14 nights with 11 follow-ups, and $13,006. Right in your pocket. Head over to FortreaClinicalTrials.com. That's Fortrea, Fortrea, ClinicalTrials.com.
We'll kick off the 11 o'clock hour in 2 minutes. So stick around. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand.
Your current car, soon to be your old car. A new car? Better start looking. But you've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with free credit score and score monitoring on most new consumer checking accounts. Because when you know you need to make a big purchase, knowing your credit score puts you in the driver's seat. You've got this with free credit monitor from Associated Bank. See AssociatedBank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
Okay, close your mouth and take a deep breath in through your nose. So the way it's supposed to be is that you should be able to breathe easily. You shouldn't feel constrained. What it should feel like is air briskly flowing freely through both nasal passages, day and night. And if not, there's a problem. And it's a don't know what your problem really was until you got it fixed kind of problem. You're living with it. I mean, you're tired a lot. It might give you headaches and sinus pressure, but you're living with it. Yeah, you sound like almost every patient we help until we get their problem fixed. And then you hear them saying, why would I put up with that? Advent will get you breathing freely again with simple in-office solutions like turbinate reduction along with balloon sinuplasty that really can change your life.
To date, Advent has solved over 40,000 breathing triangle problems. Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment because Advent knows. When you breathe well, you live better. Results may vary.
Fisco is always there for your auto body care. When accidents happen, Fisco Auto Body on Forest Home in Franklin is there when you need them. Got a broken mirror? They'll take care of it. Dented bumper? Scratch paint? Fisco Auto Body will take care of it. If there's any damage you need fixed, Fisco has you covered. Their expert workmanship is guaranteed for the life of your vehicle. So stop in for all of your auto bumps and dings. Once again, you know the line. That's Fisco.
Gabe Neitzel here. Catch Jen, Gabe, and Chewy mornings 7 to 9 on 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
The 11 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch begins now. And it begins with something that, Tausch, you saw on Get Up Monday morning.
What is today?
Today's Wednesday.
Slow-moving month, am I right?
No, it's been moving somewhat quickly for us. But maybe not for the Tauschers. Jesse, this is apparently an interesting debate or discussion about Jordan Love, and it involves Rex Ryan. You're all blurry. Is that because?
I don't know.
Because Pablo's no longer too close to the? See, because he's clear. He's messed up the focus by standing so close.
Let's not point out you called Tausch out in the 9 o'clock hour for commenting on the texts that were popping up on the video stream. And now you're kind of doing something similar.
I just live with it.
Yeah, double standard, clearly, because we didn't talk about him being too close to the camera earlier in the show at all. You're right. You're blurry in the video stream.
Quite, yeah.
But this was interesting to you and to Tausch when it comes to the opinion these guys held on Jordan Love.
Yes, it was fascinating. There were several different...
fascinating?
Yeah, like when Tausch texts us and says... Rex Ryan, 821 get up. First of all, I'm like, oh, great.
Oh, I can't find the video.
Now I got to go figure out what that means.
Oh, I got to do work. And I always feel bad for sending it.
You don't feel bad
Not at all.
for sending
don't.
it.
Yeah. All right. So anyway, here is the debate on Get Up from Monday morning following Packers Cart.
Rex, you have been on the fence, if you will, about Jordan Love. How do you feel today?
Well, no, I mean, look, you can't deny this guy's talent. Like, it's ridiculous. He can throw the ball with anybody. My only concern is sometimes I think he gets reckless with the football. I think he believes in his arm talent too much, and he puts the team at risk when he turns the ball over.
So, D. Wood, you've got the Vikings who still haven't lost. You've got the Lions who were dominant yesterday, but again, may have lost their best player. Can the Packers win this division?
Absolutely. I've always said, like, their defense, to me, is going to be the telltale sign for this team. And the way they played yesterday, I mean, they played outstanding defensively. They can absolutely win this division.
Talk to me about Jordan Love, Dan.
Yeah, I love the ball distribution that we saw from Jordan Love. He spread it around to all their talent. This is 10 straight games, if you count the playoffs, where he's got multiple touchdown passes. This is a high-scoring offense. And I agree with Wood. This defense takes the ball away. That's something they have not done in the past couple years in Green Bay. I think he can stay aggressive because the defense has got the ability to get the ball back.
So, as much as it pains me, that part at the end that Dan Orlovsky says, we remember back in the early days of the Brett Favre era, one of the great things that they had going for them was Leroy Butler could come up to Favre after an interception and say, don't worry, we got you. And they'd go get the ball back for him or get a stop. Is that the part that you found most interesting, or the fact that Rex Ryan is still a little bit of a Frank Novak doubter in Jordan Love?
Well, I thought both were interesting, but it was the Dan Orlovsky stuff that I was intrigued by after Rex kind of went through his thing. And I don't want to – this is where I always get a little bit flummoxed because I think the gold standard – for modern-day Packer defense is that Leroy Butler 96 team. What they were able to do and lead the league in creating turnovers, and you always felt like if they needed a stop, they were going to get one. Mm-hmm. When is the last time we felt that way? Even in 2010, when we win a Super Bowl, did you feel like you feel like Charles will make a big play? You know, you'd think, well, Cullen's going to get back there. He's going to make a play. Clay.
Tremont.
You had guys, and Tremont made plays. Obviously, the Falcon game. You felt it, but did you feel it as strongly? I don't know what the turnover differential was in that 2010 season. I would bet that the 2009 season was better, turnover-wise. That group was dominant with Reggie, with Chill, with Santana, Leroy. It was dominant. And this group is not there, not right now, but they're 5-6 games into the season, and they're creating turnovers like that group did.
The 2010 team had 32 takeaways, but they did, and AaronRodgers did have more interceptions than he would have in subsequent years. They turned the ball over 22 times, so they were 6th in the league in takeaways, but at plus 10, they were 4th in the league. Now, you were curious about 09, and then I'll have to go into the archives to track down what they were in 1996. But you were right. Your instinct is right on the money. They had 30 interceptions. Just interceptions.
Well, C. Wood was depoy
in 2009.
Yep.
40 total takeaways.
That's pretty good.
Their net differential was plus 24, which was
really
also
good.
best in the league.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah, and so I don't know if you can still play defense and be as dominant as that 96 team in today's day and age, just because of the way it's officiated and how the rules have changed. But you sensed, and this was last week, you did everything you could do, and you limited what Arizona did. It felt kind of like that suffocating game that I was hoping to see a couple weeks ago.
Boa constrictor.
It was a suffocator last week. There was never a doubt that I just never felt like Arizona was going to move the football. I think they had one good drive all day. And that's how you felt back in that 96 era. You just felt like they were going to make plays. They were going to suffocate you. I think if you can get your pass rush cranked up and you don't have to blitz. But if you remember, Fritz blitzed. I'm trying to rhyme another Fritz blitzed. I don't have anything else. But Fritz blitzed.
Gave him a spritz.
He gave a spritz to Leroy. He'd spritz Leroy. Hey, go up there and get after people. And that was that difference-making group. And the fact that you feel like, from Jordan's perspective, we're so used to, because Aaron played quarterback here so long, that there wasn't going to be turnovers. And it's a cardinal sin, and it's not going to happen. And, oh, my God, I can't believe that happened. I haven't seen it. You're seeing Jordan take some more risks than I think most of us, including Matt LaFleur, and Tom Clements. But if your defense is going to be a turnover-making machine, you're able to overcome that, whereas I think Aaron probably always felt like he couldn't, or that this group couldn't overcome it. Jordan probably feels like they can. And we'll see if that's how this season shakes out.
Is that a good attitude to have?
No.
I can take more chances because these guys will give me the ball back?
No.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
But that's not to say that's not how it works. And when you want to harp on complimentary football all the time, that's what you're talking about. If I do make a mistake, it's going to get covered. Now, I don't want to be asking them to, because that's not being a good teammate. I'm not going to ask them to do this consistently. But when and if that time comes, when I decide to wing the football off my back foot out of the end zone and throw a pick six from 3 yards, they're going to have my back. And that's what happened. And that's a good thing. And I think that's what Orlovsky is saying. That's why I found it interesting.
Michael Klink, the Klinkster, as we like to know him, he's very busy. He's tweeting, he's clipping parts of the show. He really is very serious about his Hall of Fame credentials.
Are we paying him? I don't
we
think
are not.
So.
No,
Jesse?
We're definitely not.
No, I mean, find him a little bit. Find him something.
Take it out of your own salary,
You can't even get him
Jesse.
a prize pack because he's
Canadian.
He's out of the country.
He points out that Rex Ryan has never been a love guy, which I would say sets him apart from most ESPN analysts. I feel like, especially last year, everybody was pro-love. They were love with love.
A lot of love up there at Bristol / New York or wherever it all is.
Okay. Again, my question is, A, do you want your quarterback thinking that way? You answered that. My second question is, how confident are you that they can keep up something resembling this pace? Right?
Because I don't think to this degree.
They're not going to have 17 takeaways in 6 games and then have 34 takeaways after 12 games,
but we don't
most
know
likely. Which would then put them on pace for about 50 takeaways.
How nice would that be?
In the season.
Well, you're also getting into some meaty parts of your schedule.
Indeed.
So it's going to be more difficult, but you're now created this culture. This is what our expectations are. And you don't want to fall short when you're as competitive. You don't want to fall short. You're not on the other side of it where, oh, my God, you guys aren't getting any turnovers. How are you going to create turnovers? And then you start making up drills where you're punching balls and you're doing ball security before practice. You've been doing this. Yeah. It's been coached. You saw it with Evan Williams, the sad, for coming up sad this weekend. The punch, the peanut punch, it's taught. That continues to grow and grow and grow, and then you expect more and more and more and more. And I think you'd be very disappointed if this team doesn't end up with more takeaways than that 2010 team. You'd be very disappointed because this start is leading you to think 34 should get blown by. This team should be looking at 40 turnovers created, or you're looking at it as being disappointing.
Yes, 40 by the 2009 defense is the most impressive. All right, I would like to make sure that we have enough time because we are playing double trivia today. It is double Wisconsin Geography Wednesday, so we're going to need two contestants. And because everyone enjoyed our discussion yesterday about the New York Jets and Aaron Rodgers, we will take caller 8 and caller 12 in honor of his two uniform numbers. Caller 8 and caller 12 for Wisconsin Geography Wednesday double trivia. 844-770-3776, 844-770-3776. Caller 8 and caller 12, you will play. Caller 8 will get to choose. Well, I guess they're all the same, so there is no choosing. Caller 8 and caller 12, 844-770-3776. Speaking of making calls, make your call on that, and if you've been injured, make the call. One call, that's all, to Gruber Law Offices. 414-276-6666. It's a lot of phone numbers.
I'm not going to even say anything because I'm not a jerk.
Isn't that kind of like saying something, though?
No, I just said I'm not going to say anything.
But you said something. 414-276-6666, 414-276-6666, or go to the website gruber-law.com to find out more about the firm, about all the great lawyers that they have, and, of course, everything that they do in our communities as well. Trivia is next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance. Even when you think you know what's going on,
well, old men hate cold water because of shrinkage.
You can never be too sure.
I like how you dropped
Is that what it is?
Like you were just...
Thought we were going to get
I'm right.
You're not wrong.
Packers, nonsense, chaos.
I did not expect to wrap up today's little episode with the word shrinkage. So,
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, morning 7 to 9 on 94.5 ESPN, and available wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's original craft vodka. In 1995, Tito Beveridge built his very own distillery and put his life savings into it. Since then, he's won the unanimous Judge's Choice Double Gold Medal at the World Spirits Competition, the Chairman's Trophy for World's Best Vodka Tonic, and many others. Tito's Handmade Vodka is still made on the same land where he started it, all in Austin, Texas. Distilled from corn and gluten-free. Visit us at Tito'sVodka.com for recipes, videos, and more. Distilled and bottled in Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof. Crafted to be savored responsibly.
With 18 unforgettable holes on 250 acres of natural private land, the Bog provides the ultimate golf experience. To book your next tee time, call 262-284-7075 or visit golfthebog.com. Enjoy golf. Enjoy the Bog.
Homer here to tell you about Rawhide Youth Services. Co-founded in 1965 by Bart and Cherry Starr, Rawhide is a faith-based nonprofit that helps thousands of youth every year, many right here in Milwaukee, overcome trauma, suicidal thoughts, and live better lives. For youth who are hurting, who feel lost or abandoned, and families feeling powerless to help them, Rawhide is there to help. They also need vehicle donations to support their mission of helping hurting youth transform their future. Donate to Rawhide Youth Services. Visit rawhide.org/donate.
Save big money on your next project now at Menards. For over 50 years, Menards has been a leading supplier of quality roof and floor trusses. Choose from our large selection of residential and post-frame trusses or design custom trusses specifically for your project. Order trusses for your building project today in-store or on Menards.com. Plus, view our weekly flyer for all the deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
It's time for the Ortho ASAP Minute from Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin.
Dr. Rick Papandrea is joining me. How special is it for you being able to watch people see their quality of life return?
There's no doubt that the efficiency is great for everybody. It's very rewarding as a surgeon to take care of somebody and see them get better.
But to have them come in and do it in a seamless fashion is really exciting. One case comes to mind. We had a young girl who was doing some cartwheels, and she came in with a broken elbow, and everything lined up, maybe more so than even is typical. She needed special care. She needed her elbow fixed with a very particular fracture that is difficult to fix. And not only is it difficult to fix, but it can be somewhat complicated by stiffness. So with my specialty of my background, I do a lot of elbow arthroscopy, which isn't very common. And we had her in the operating room later that day where I was able to arthroscopically reduce and fix her elbow fracture. And she was back to a normal kid about 2 months later.
The Ortho ASAP Minute is sponsored by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference.
Stay up to date on the green and gold all season. The Green and Gold Fix podcast is brought to you by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Luxury stay, elite play, unwind in sophisticated comfort. Win big, dine, and experience the events in Milwaukee.
You're back at the gym. Your new gym outfit? On point. Your new sneakers? Baller. You've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with Access Checking. It's maintenance fee-free with no minimum balance requirements. So when you take your first yoga class in 10 months, your body might surprise you, but your checking account won't. You've got this with Access Checking from Associated Bank. See associatedbank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
What a treat. A first-time contestant and a possible Hall of Famer.
Great places, South Dakota.
First, let's welcome in caller 8. It is Randy in Greendale, who is a first-time contestant. Hi, Randy. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Jason. Good morning, Tausch. Good morning, Jesse.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. All right, and then let's welcome in caller 12. It is Jack Rabbit Mama.
Great places, South Dakota.
A tip of the cap. Good morning, Mama.
Good morning.
Did you interview Jackrabbit Mama for your Tucker piece or not?
I did not.
Okay.
Is she Tucker's mom?
She's a yote. No. She's also, there's some yotage. No, there's a different yote.
No yote. No.
There's a yote. Just relax. I'm trying to get there. So you did not interview Jackrabbit Mama?
No.
You did not.
I did not.
What are we doing here? Come on.
And if you would have read the story, you would have noticed there weren't any quotes from that.
I did read the story.
All right, let's
that is
play
one
trivia.
Story that I did read.
Mm-hmm. At least until I stopped with the quotes from Eck, and then you lost interest. All right, let's play trivia. Guilty.
The Jackrabbits and the Yotes are rivals. Why would you ask her if she's a Yote?
Well, actually, the Jackrabbits in North Dakota State are rivals. That's their biggie. But in the state of South Dakota, yeah, I think you're probably right. Got to get back to South Dakota. See what's going on with that dig. The big dig.
Maybe they found something.
Is the stream of consciousness talking out loud what's going through my brain?
I don't have to ask any questions. I could just sit
or
back
can we start trivia?
No, let's go.
Okay. Let's start with Randy. Randy, question 1 for you is this. The WIAA State Girls Golf Tournament has taken place this week at University Ridge Golf Course. located closest to which of these major Wisconsin cities? Is University Ridge closest to Madison, Oshkosh, or Lomira?
Oh, I'm going to take a guess. I am not sure. I'm going to go with A, Madison.
One for one. Well done.
Is Lomira supposed to be funny, or is that?
I don't know. I didn't write the question.
No, I'm asking.
It's double trivia. It might not be my best.
I have a greater question.
Fair enough. Okay.
I have a more important question.
Honesty.
For question 2 for Jackrabbit Mama, because whoever wrote the questions neglected to highlight the correct answer for this one.
It's double trivia. It may not be my best.
Luckily, I know the answer. Question 1 for you, Jackrabbit Mama, is this. The WIAA State Girls Tennis Tournament is taking place this week at the Nielsen Tennis Stadium, located on the campus of which University of Wisconsin school? Is it UW-Madison, UW-Eau Claire, or UW-Boscobel?
I am going to go with UW-Madison.
And that would be smart.
I thought you could have put like lovely, something like love, something love related with tennis. Would have been funny there.
UW-Deucetown.
Yeah, advantage something, advantage you, something like that.
Again,
thank you for the feedback.
You're welcome.
Question 2, Randy. Tausch is leaving. Thank you. Great news.
Dang.
You're a little ornery today. Tausch is leaving from Madison to travel to the Circus World Museum in Baraboo. Which direction is Tausch primarily traveling? All right. Picture your Madison, picture your Baraboo on your map. Is Tausch traveling primarily northwest, southwest, or northeast?
I'm going to guess northwest.
Yeah, I think he's right. Hey, Randy, I got a quick question for you. This is trivia. Do you have your blinker on? Because it's very soothing.
I do.
Yeah, I like that.
I just pulled off on the side of the road, so...
Oh, the flashers are on.
Blinkers or hazards?
Hazards, because I pulled off on the side of the road.
Yeah, I want safety first, so I feel good about that. I actually think the blinker, very soothing, the noise. It makes you relaxed.
It's like a metronome.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, all right, you're 2 for 2, Randy. Let's get to question 2 for Jackrabbit Mama. And it is this. Tausch is leaving. Again, great news. From Madison to travel to the EAA Aviation Museum in Oshkosh. Which direction is Tausch primarily traveling? Is Tausch traveling northwest, southwest, or northeast?
Well, he's definitely going northeast.
That is correct.
Indeed.
And it sounds to me like Randy's riding a horse, and that's what it sounds like.
Or perhaps
down the road.
Could it be a mule?
Oh, Gus?
Gus, you taking some Randy?
Are you taking Gus up to compete with McManus at Lambeau Field with that donkey?
We're going to give him a shot.
I ain't going to lie to you. If he's doing that, that's Hall of Fame worthy stuff.
All right, Randy, question 3 for you and Gus. A latitudinally. Which of these Wisconsin cities is located farthest north? Farthest north. Is it Friendship, Fenimore, or Fond du Lac?
Oh. I'm going to go with Fenimore.
Tausch?
I was asked to not discuss this answer, so I'm not going to. So I don't know.
You were asked?
Yeah, I was asked to not comment because I think there's something related. So I'm not going to help Randy on this one.
They might also be the answers for the next question. And last time this happened and Tausch didn't know, potato corridor happened.
So I didn't jump the shark here.
Fenimore, not the correct answer. Friendship. Correct answer. Friendship.
I definitely would give this away because I would talk about my old buddy Mike Kosel-Sharon and how we battled back in 7th and 8th grade hoops.
You can do that in a minute.
And then he played for the Badgers,
he did.
Just like you.
Yep.
All right, Jackrabbit Mama, let's figure out why Tausch had to keep his big trap shut for his opinion on that last question. Question number 3 for you is this. Longitudinally, which of these Wisconsin cities is located the farthest west? Farthest west. Is it, and these choices may sound familiar, Friendship, Fenimore, or Fond du Lac?
I am going to guess that my friendship knowledge is limited, but I'm going to go with Fenimore because I do know where Fenimore is.
Fenimore?
Yes.
Great places, South Dakota.
Is correct.
Excellent.
Tausch, now the floor is yours for your Fenimore storytelling.
No, I don't have Fenimore
or friendship
story.
or whatever.
Adam's friendship.
I don't even know to say.
I'm not even really sure what Jesse limited and kind of censored me for no reason. Adam's friendship is where Mike played.
Indeed.
And nothing about Fenimore.
Because you're telling me when you were thinking out loud about where these were, you wouldn't have said, well, I know Fenimore's in the western part of this. That's southwest Wisconsin. Friendship's kind of up potato corridor.
I'm not going to lie. I don't fully appreciate your impression
I know
of me.
exactly how that would have played out. So that's why we had to go
might
about
be right.
it that way.
You might be right. That's why I muzzled. I was muzzled.
Yes. Well, now we know how to keep him quiet on occasion.
Don't like being
Jesse's
muzzled.
going to tell you what to do, and you apparently listen.
I try to respect trivia.
All right, Randy, you got 2 out of 3. That means you got 3 out of 4.
Why did you shut the blinkers off? I'm not hearing blinking.
Where's Gus?
Maybe Gus just stepped on the side of the road.
For blinking's sake, can we get the blinkers back on?
Here we go.
Thank you.
There you go. We do have them
Gosh,
now.
I would have felt horrible if something happened. He turned his hazards off because we said something. Be safe first, Randy.
Safety first, indeed. Randy, you got 3 entries into the drawing on Friday. Congratulations on your first foray into Wilde and Tausch
I think
trivia.
Jackrabbit Mama's going to be the dub this week.
Drive safely.
Thank you. Love you guys.
Thank you, Randy.
Love you guys.
Be safe out there.
Now,
Keep those
Jackrabbit.
blinkers on.
Yeah.
Where's that muzzle? Jackrabbit Mama, you got all 3 right. You've got 4 entries into Friday's
4-piece
drawing.
nug, some would say.
Excellent.
And we appreciate your loyalty to the show, even though you weren't quoted in the State Journal about a player that is not your offspring. We appreciate you as well. Thank you very much.
And it is the Dakota Marker game this week on Saturday night.
Oh, yeah.
Primetime ESPN, so
we'll be watching.
Go Jackrabbit.
Let's go.
We'll put them in the weekend preview.
You know where our loyalties
go.
lie here. That's where our loyalties lie, absolutely.
Yeah. So ears up, and I love you guys.
Ears up. I love
Ears up.
What? And you didn't get ears up in your story? When old boy takes a snap under?
Maybe I did. Maybe you just didn't check.
No, I listened, or I watched. I read, whatever
I watched, listened, read.
I watched and heard.
Whatever the hell it is you do with a story in the newspaper or on Madison.com. All right, that is Wilde and Tausch trivia. Tausch, have you been muzzled on anything else?
I have been, and I'm excited. There's a big thing from our friends at Quick Trip. I'm going to tell you a little bit. You guys know the great deals that Quick Trip's got. I just grabbed some Ellsworth cheese curds yesterday, just $2.49 when I was over in Verona. at the Quick Trip there because we had football last night, and I got to tell stories tomorrow about that. Baked potatoes, jumbo onions, bananas, 29 cents a pound. All those deals. You know it. Quick Trip, head over there, get it done. But we got something really fun. Really fun. And I'm going to tell you right now. Releasing this Saturday only, starting on October 19th at 8 a.m. We all love Dunkers, right? We all love the donuts, the bakery sale that I was talking about earlier.
Is there an official
Wilde and Tausch Dunker edition that is only going to be a certain amount at stores within Quick Trip. And Jesse, I don't know if we got the camera. I got one. You can get these Saturday. And when you buy a tin, again, they're going to be rare and hard to get. Look at how beautiful that is. It looks like kind of Las Vegas, doesn't it? Glazers. You get a free 6-piece nug of Glazers. So, again, you get the 6-piece. And now, Jesse, since your diet is, at least you're moving, you can come grab one after this.
Good to go.
Look at this tin. Look at that tin, Jaybird. Saturday morning. Rumor has it there's going to be people getting in line early to do this. It's going to be in hot demand. Saturday morning, 8 a.m., get your tin for a free Glazers at your local Quick Trip.
How did you get one already? You're just that well connected, huh?
It's a great question, Jason. It's a great question.
You will not see Tausch in line at your local Quick Trip.
Well, and it says, as it says on here, it's only at the Quickery, and it's guaranteed sweetness in every bite.
So it's Saturday morning for the special tin.
That is correct. Yes, October 19th, Saturday morning. Yeah.
Good assist, Jesse. All right, we're excited.
I don't understand. I said that 3 times.
Yeah, just for emphasis. Saturday
just
morning.
Emphasizing, yeah.
Okay.
Get the tin.
Now you're throwing papers
don't
around?
throw your
I'm not
stuff.
throwing anything.
It's
I'm
okay.
saying okay. Rap City. Here you go again.
What, you think
As
David
we go
Letterman?
out, since we're a TV show too, take a look. Jesse, zoom on in there a little bit. Get an idea what
we're
this tin looks
zooming
like.
in now.
Look at that bad boy.
No, zoom in farther, Jesse. I think he wanted you to just have the tin as the entire screen. Can't you zoom in?
And you can do that while you go to break, since we're way against the clock again too, Jason.
Well, why don't you take us to break there, Tinny?
Glazin, Jesse Nelson, Whoa Nelly, I believe. I don't even know what's next on the show sheet, but Whoa Nelly is next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
The kick is up and wide left.
Why don't they customize the goalposts? Make them wider.
Gina Della from Pella? How'd you get into the booth?
And why just yellow? Add some green stripes.
Sure, Gina. Should they also remove the G at midfield and paint a Pella crest?
Okay, Wayne, you can't customize a football game to go the way you want, but Pella can customize your home the way you want.
Right now, get 0% interest for up to 36 months. Visit PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. It's 10/31/2024.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that American Family Insurance agents can help build a customized renter's policy so you can protect stuff like this, or this, or even this. Well, case in point. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
Did you know Love was born November 2nd? Did you know Love was raised in Bakersfield, California? Did you know Love played college football at Utah State? Are you looking for lots of Love touchdowns the rest of this football season? Hi, this is Marie from Discount Liquor, where we love being your one-stop shop for everything alcohol-related. With our selection of over 15,000 varieties of beer, wine, liquor, and mixers, all at the lowest prices in town, Discount Liquor has all your tailgating needs covered. We are your football party beverage headquarters. Discount Liquor, 2 locations, Milwaukee on 51st in Oklahoma and in downtown Waukesha on Barstow and Maine.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings
See all of our weekly specials at discountliquorinc.com.
So what's better than a Packers win? Celebrating a Packers win behind the wheel of a newly redesigned 2024 Chevy Traverse C71. Yeah, that's better. And right now at Quick Trip, for every $1 you spend with Quick Rewards, you'll earn a Fan Zone point to spend in the Packers Zone. Then, with your Quick Rewards app, spend points for your chance to win prizes throughout the season, like a Chevy Traverse C71. Kick off your winning season with Quick Trip and your Green Bay Packers. See quicktrip.com/fanzone for details.
There's a good chance you're on a budget. We all are. But she wants a diamond. You know it. I know it. And Robert Hack Diamonds knows it too, because they offer a huge collection of lab-grown diamonds, and they sell them at crazy prices. How about 2-carat total weight diamond studs for $8.95? Robert Hack Diamonds can get any size, shape, or clarity in natural or lab-grown diamonds. Don't buy until you call Robert Hack Diamonds. $8.95 for a 2-carat pair of diamond studs. Oh, baby! Robert Hack Diamonds in Greenfield and in Brookfield. Why overspend when you can save at Robert Hack Diamonds for the same diamond you're looking for? Some jewelers are charging nearly $5,000 for a lab-grown diamond. Not Robert Hack. Your visit will be worth it, and she'll think so too. Robert Hack also offers repair services and cash for your old gold. But remember, before you do anything, as I did, RobertHackDiamonds.com, and visit them in Brookfield or in Greenfield.
Whether you're hauling, towing, or just plain trucking, it's Truck Month at Ewald Automotive Group. Shop hundreds of the toughest trucks from Chevy, Ford, GMC, and Ram with payments as low as $299 per month or financing as low as 0%. All backed by the Ewald exclusive 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Going on now while supplies last.
Go to EwaldAuto.com.
On select models with approved credit. See dealer for details. Offers expire month end.
Wilde and Tausch is presented by Tito's Handmade Vodka, America's original craft vodka produced in Austin, Texas, and naturally gluten-free. Tito's Handmade Vodka.
Whoa, no.
If the topic is good, the guys discuss.
Just the other morning I had breakfast at Tracy Rocker's house. His mama brought out 15 flapjacks. He said, Mama, take back 5 of them flapjacks. I gotta stay hungry for the Crimson Tide.
But if it's not, the show must go on. It's time for
Whoa, Nelly!
On Wilde and Tausch.
Sorry, I'm eating my glazer here as we finish up the show. This is a tasty glazer, Tausch. Thank you for the contributions.
You're very welcome.
Been a while since I've had one of these bad boys. That's good. What are we pulling for a World Series matchup? I realized watching last night.
Don't care.
I think I actually want to see Dodgers-Yankees, and I feel icky about that.
I don't care. There's no team that I'm like, oh, I would like the Guardians to beat the Yankees. I'm sick of I just don't like the Yankees. And outside of that, I don't care. Because the Mets, I'll feel, ugh. The Dodgers, whatever. So I'm just disinterested.
You just don't care about the World Series or the baseball playoffs.
If the Milwaukee Brewers are not in it, or a smaller market team, and especially since ESPN Cleveland is part of the family, I just don't care. Yeah, I don't like, and I know you could say, well, Los Angeles, all this other stuff. Yeah, I don't care.
I am rooting against Yankees, Mets, so I guess Guardians, Dodgers is what I'm watching for, and I do have the games on when I'm writing at night now instead of Law & Order reruns, so I've gotten to see a lot of it, and once again, the Yankees won.
Connor Stallions Netflix. Good stuff. Connor Stallions.
Whoa, Nelly!
All right, great.
We are very stream of consciousness-y today.
Let's play the big deal, little deal, or no deal game relative to the Green Bay Packers. The Minnesota Vikings reacquiring running back Cam Akers in a trade for, I believe, a 6th-round pick yesterday from the Houston Texans. They also traded for Cam Akers last year. Big deal, little deal, or no deal, Tausch?
Little deal. I don't think that's going to be anything that moves the needle in a big way, but hey, hand up. Minnesota's a lot better than I thought they were going to be.
Is Cam Akers good?
How do I know? I know he's had an Achilles. He's been beaten up. He's getting older. If they're leaning on, I'll say this: if Aaron
it ended
Jones
very weirdly with the Rams.
If Aaron Jones isn't healthy, for them, they're in big trouble. And Aaron Jones has, for as much as we like him here, the reason he's not in Green Bay is because he wasn't durable enough, and he got old. Mm-hmm. When you factor those two things in, that's why he's not here. Minnesota rolled the dice, and you can already see he had a hip a couple weeks ago. They had their bye. They're trading picks because they don't think he's going to be able to hold up all season either.
Well, they did that. Let's be clear. They did this pick swap stuff that is becoming popular now.
Love a good pick swap.
Like, we want this guy. We don't want you to cut him. So we want to skip the line. We'll give you a 6th, and you give us a 7th and this guy back.
Sure.
So this is, you know what this is? This is an updated version of what Ron Wolf used to do when he used to trade guys for past considerations or future considerations. That's how you guys got Tyrone Davis, the tight end. It was just his way of circumventing the waiver wire and helping out buddies of his in the league with a guy that they didn't want, but another team could use. So that's what they did with Cam Akers. By the way, in case you're wondering, Cam Akers had a 786-yard season in 2022, and in 2020 he had 625 yards. But
I'm torn because I have a great idea that I want to discuss with y'all, but I don't want to do it on a short window like this. Jesse, write this down. Lease program. NFL lease.
You're
you
leading
use the
tomorrow's
L
show with
in
it.
the NFL for the lease, so it's NFL lease, or is it
Well, because then it sounds like you're fleecing somebody. I don't want
fleece,
that.
yeah. I don't want that.
I think that the NFL should allow for a lease program. You get
Of
one
players?
lease. Yes.
Okay, you said we didn't have a big enough window to talk about it where we're starting to talk about it.
It's a really good idea. And I think the Premier League does this. Like they transfer and
you don't know anything about it.
I don't know anything about it, but I know
Would have been nice to bring up a Bulaga.
I've seen transfers that have happened and things like that. I think the NFL should adopt a lease program.
Whoa, Nelly! I don't think transfers work that way. Like maybe a player could be on loan if that's what you're looking for.
It's kind of the same thing, yeah. You can rebuy the lease.
Okay, Jesse, what else you got?
It's a
I don't
really
know where
good
to go
idea.
now.
It's a really.
You would say. I know you gave me a look, but you would say that today has been a little stream of consciousness-y for you.
I think it's been a fantastic
Wouldn't you
show.
agree?
I knew we were in for it today. I knew we were in for it when I was driving into the parking garage and Tausch was walking past me and he stops the car as the gate is open for me to pull in after I did my swipey thing to go in. He goes, "Hey, let's do a video." And he's got his coffee cup in his mouth. "Hey, Jesse, what are you doing on the show today?" And I'm like,
Is this how I sound?
Yes.
Is that an accurate assessment?
I'm like, I'm trying to park the car. Like, why are you taking a video of me at the parking garage with people waiting behind me saying, "What are we talking about on the
Did
show
that make
today?"
it onto social media?
No, it wasn't videoed very well. I'm no Matty
That's
Hayes.
hard to believe.
I could tell you that.
Whoa, Nelly!
Ian in East Troy asks for the Glazer tin. Does that go on sale at the stroke of 8 a.m. on Saturday or at 7:59?
Those are all really good questions, Ian. I can only tell you what I know. And that's what I know. So I don't know.
Whoa, Nelly! Randy in Greendale also says, South Dakota fun fact he forgot to share with us while he was on for trivia. His daughter-in-law is a Yote. She was a 4-year starter as a libero on the South Dakota women's volleyball
Randy,
team.
don't you think we'd be fascinated to learn about that?
Randy, call back tomorrow. We'll talk about
Randy?
liberos.
Come on now.
Well, I don't know. Maybe it was the idea that we kept asking him if he had a horse or a donkey with him.
I didn't ask
that
about the horse.
prevented him
I
from
asked if his
talking about his
blinker, which, by
libero
the way,
daughter.
I found very soothing, and he did have his blinkers on. And by the way, we appreciate when you pull over and you put the blinkers on, your safety first.
Very safe, yes.
And you get better cell reception, et cetera, et cetera. And vice
That's it for
versa.
Whoa, Nelly.
And Amari Cooper's on the Bills now.
And DavanteAdams the Jets. And
do you think
this is not a
this would have been another fascinating question earlier in the show? If the Packers are to make a trade, now that they picked up their kicker, where would they want to be? Like, who and what would that want to be?
That is a great question we will discuss to wrap up the show. Next, it's Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Sweetest Day is coming up, and ESPN Milwaukee wants to make sure you're equipped to make someone special in your life extra happy with the Welke Sweetest Day giveaway. From now through October 17th, head to WelkeSweetestDay.com to register for your chance to win a Sweetest Day prize pack, a bouquet of flowers from Welke's Milwaukee Florist, a $100 Pfister gift card, and a one-night stay at the Pfister. All of that could be yours to share with the sweetest one. For full contest details, that's WelkeSweetestDay.com.
UW Credit Union presents the Student Athlete of the Week, supporting local student athletes as they grow on the field, in the classroom, and in the community. UW Credit Union is here for every you. Learn more at uwcu.org. Here's Ashton Rotman with the UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week.
This week's UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week is Marquette Hilltopper Peyton Roby Brown. The senior wideout out a huge night last week in Marquette's big win against Sussex Hamilton, a 50-10 revenge win after giving up 50 points to Hamilton last season. Roby Brown going for 200-plus yards on 9 catches and 2 touchdowns in the win. While the senior certainly is excelling on the field for the 7-1 Hilltoppers football squad, he is a 3-sport athlete. Roby Brown also a part of the Hilltoppers boys basketball squad and the track and field team. Congratulations to this week's UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week, Peyton Roby Brown.
Hey, this is the Fat Jack, and are you ready to make some money betting on sports? We had a great week last week, and we're heading into basketball season next week. A great time to get signed up before Halloween. Go to FatJackSports.com. It's less than $80 a week to make money betting on sports. You can go through at least the Super Bowl or beyond and save even more. You get the Breeders' Cup for free. You get NBA for free through the end of the month when you sign up through October. Save money and win. Go to FatJackSports.com, FatJackSports.com.
Hi, this is John Neal, CPA and founder of the Neal Group. I have a question for you business owners. What does your CPA do for you? We have signed on several new business clients who told us the same story. Does this sound like you? You can never get a hold of your CPA. Phone calls are not returned and questions are never answered. You don't get any advice to help you run your business. Not at the Neal Group. We usually return phone calls and emails the same day. We are advocates and partners with our clients to help them grow, not just record history. Do you want to grow your business, improve cash flow, have less stress, and live a better life? We can help. Call us at 414-325-2040 or visit nealgroup.net to book a meeting to tell us your story and see if we can help. The first meeting is free. Don't wait, do it now. That's 414-325-2040 or nealgroup.net.
We all have someone we know or love that has been affected by some form of cancer.
No matter how well you love and support them and try to be there for them, you can never really know what a person is feeling after hearing the words, "You have breast cancer."
Only another person that has been through this experience can really understand what it feels like.
ABCD, After Breast Cancer Diagnosis, is a Milwaukee-based organization known around the world.
When someone calls ABCD, they are matched with a mentor who is a breast cancer survivor of similar age and had the same type of breast cancer who can provide hope when people need it the most.
Kessler's is excited to announce that we've designed a new Hope Pendant for 2024 to honor breast cancer patients, survivors, thrivers, and caregivers.
100% of the net proceeds, along with an additional donation from Kessler's, will support ABCD when you purchase a symbol of hope.
You can find a link with more information about ABCD, along with the new 2024 Hope Pendant, starting at just $75 in sterling silver and $500 in gold, online at KesslersDiamonds.com.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Of getting old and I want less day from dying young.
a great, and I mean a great question.
What do we got? Like 2.5 weeks left before?
Yeah, I was going to say maybe the timing isn't that great because we're still a ways away. I don't know if you've heard, but the month of October is dragging.
It's very slow, which is, by the way, very nice. You had 2 trades yesterday. Big boy trades.
Yep, you did. Mm-hmm.
I do not think Green Bay is even in the market for anything. But I think if they did, Max Crosby would be the guy that we want. That's what I would say.
I don't think Max Crosby is on the trading block. So do you think that
But if you're the Raiders, why not? You're not winning. You don't have a quarterback you like. You're tanking. Go get 2 first-round picks and trade them. Like, why not?
Maybe Max Crosby doesn't want to leave.
No, he does.
Did you talk to him?
Oh, I heard him talking with Davante, and he said, if Davante goes, I want to go. You think You think Max Crosby wants to just be on a crap team for the next 3 years? When
Maybe they turn
Detroit
things
could
around
lease
quickly.
him, they could do a lease program.
Oh, my God.
Oh, here we go.
Well, that's where it stemmed from.
And then they could draft a robot.
Well, that's crazy. That is crazy.
We spent the whole first 2 segments talking about robots.
I said that if you were going to do robotics, kicking would be where they start. That's all I said. And it would be really fun to watch. But if you're Cleveland and the Raiders right now, what are you doing? So if I'm Goody, I'm sniffing around. I'm not saying anything's going to happen, but I'm sniffing.
But you just said you don't need anything.
I agree. And I'm not saying I'm going to do anything.
You agree with yourself.
I did. It's very profound. I thought my point was great. You sniff around because I'm telling you, I think Jacksonville, I think there's 3 or 4 teams that should be dumping everything and resetting because you don't have a quarterback. You ain't going to win right away. You better start stockpiling and reloading and utilizing some of your assets before they tell you, I ain't staying here no more.
Tune in tomorrow to see what Tausch agrees with himself on next. Thanks to Brian Bulaga, thanks to Homer, thanks to Randy and his mule, thanks to Jackrabbit Mama,
thanks to
Gus. To you. Have a great day. Take care. Be good.
Miss any of today's episode of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin? Commercial-free full show podcasts are available free on Wisconsin On Demand.